Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret, the world champ himself, one of the best ARs to ever do it. Give it up for Sam LaRue, Octane. We got some of the best analysis in the game. World champ himself, Christopher Duarte, Parasite. We got the multi-champion, the legend himself, Doug Censor Martin. And of course, we got the executive producer of The Flank, Benjay Nassim. Guys, today is an emergency flank. We weren't planning on running a flank, but a lot has been going on in the Call of Duty space, and we thought it was a good time for us to gather around and talk about it. That's why you don't see Pat here. It was very last minute. I haven't gotten an answer back from Pat, but it is Easter, so happy Easter to everybody. Hope you guys all enjoyed the holiday, if you celebrate it, of course. But an emergency flank. We'll see if Pat shows up, but, you know, it's okay if he doesn't, because it was last second, so it's no problem. Luckily for us, we got the legend himself. Look at him. Looking like $1 million. Give it up for Doug Censor Martin. Doug, what's going on, man? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing well. I want to say happy Easter to all of you guys. It's an absolute honor to be here in place of Pat for the day, just to co-host spontaneously, last minute. Did not expect this to happen, but here we are, so let's have some fun.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. I appreciate you hopping on last minute, Doug. You were a real one for that, so I appreciate that. How's everybody else doing? Sam, you doing all right, bro? How are you?
Yeah, man. I was enjoying Easter with Kendall's family, and then all these CDL teams decided to make roster changes on the Lord's Day. So here I am, emergency flanking.
Yeah, emergency flanking. Here we are. Benjay, how are you? Benjay, you doing all right?
Good. Streamed all day. Did our golf stream. Watched CS. Played some clubs too. Got a good variety in today. Good vibes and excited to talk. You know, we've got some interesting roster changes. I don't think we'll have full agreement amongst the squad about the changes. I'm excited to also hear some suggestions that people have.
Duarte, you shaved the beard off, Duarte.
Yeah, I look like a child.
Yeah.
The regret set in, but listen, it's a social experiment. Basically, yeah, I'm trying to get back in the league, so like I gotta look like I'm 18. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, man, had a good day. You know, same shit, different day. I'm kind of locked in for these next 2 months. I set a little mini goal. I'm trying to lose 20 pounds by Toronto. So
Nice.
yeah, just super grinding right now.
I like that, bro. I like that. I'm sure Doug loves that too. Being Doug's Doug. in that workout every day locking mindset. You know what I mean? Doug, you've been doing it every fucking day for fucking how long now? You've been going crazy, Doug.
We set a new record today. I did 1,440 pull-ups in 2 hours. I need to extend this a little bit longer.
Damn,
and then
son.
we're going to go for our record attempt. So we're getting closer. We're inching closer. It's been 10 months of consistency, 120,000 pull-ups in almost 10 months, and I've lost 30 pounds from pull-ups alone. So
That's crazy.
we're getting closer.
That's awesome, Doug. Congratulations.
I can't do a singular one.
Yeah, Sam could really struggle
Can't
there.
do one.
Yeah, I could probably
Not
do
one.
like 5.
We'll teach you, Sam. We could get you to get the
I don't wanna
record
get
after me.
Fuck
Then,
that.
Very well. Very well.
That's your record to be held, Dougie. Hope you hit it.
But yeah, guys, I appreciate. Oh, sorry about that. I'm on Reddit right now trying to. Yo, what even was that, bro? Listen, guys, I want to hop right into it. We do have some people joining up to ask us some community questions as well, so we'll get there. But let's go through each roster and kind of give our thoughts. The reason why we're here today, because a lot of tweets were hitting the timeline. There was a lot going on, and things were going haywire. I think the first thing we should talk about is, I think, the Boston Breach. I think that's the one team a lot of people are talking about right now. Just a lot of drama around it. Doug, I know you were being pretty vocal about it, so I would love to hear your thoughts about it. Sam, you actually came out and tweeted today. You had some thoughts. So basically what's going on is Slasher and ASIM both tweeted out today that they are free agents, which means that they have been fully released by the Boston Breach. So, you know, a lot of people, obviously people have different opinions on the situation. We'll start off with you, Sam. You were pretty vocal about it, so I would like you to start off. How do you feel about it? What are your thoughts?
I mentioned when we were talking about it, like, I don't know, 2 days ago or something like that, that pretty much everyone on this team could have been dropped and it would have been justified. I tweeted that more so in frustration with the league, not necessarily just this singular moment. I think just roster building in general is just shit. We've harped on it a lot, so no need to go into it. But that was more just an overall frustration with how teams are building rosters. But yeah, like I said a couple days ago, you could form a really good argument for anyone to be dropped from this team, and I wouldn't be surprised. But I was a little frustrated with ASIM selection because I think the ASIM news came out before Austin, so I tweeted this right when all that stuff came out. But him being first on the chopping block was kind of an injustice to him. I think he wasn't playing the best COD, which I'm not going to defend him on. He really wasn't. But he had the best weekend at the event, which is something that I really don't think any of his teammates can say, barring maybe Preston. I think he didn't play horribly, but being the new guy thrown into a system, trying to be a Band-Aid fix, and then also being the first person to go just is a really shit situation for a player to be thrown into. So I think that while they are heavily invested in this Snoopy experiment, they seem to value the kid very highly. I just don't think he got a fair shake. I'm not saying that he was playing out of his mind. I'm not saying that he was carrying them. But I really don't think that he even had an opportunity to like try to showcase what he could do for the team because he only had one stage. So while we're sitting here, they're super invested in the Snoopy experiment, but like we gave ASIM one stage. So I don't think while you could justify his dropping, I don't think it was fair for him to be the last person to come in and the first person to go.
I think the way they're looking at it is he's young, so I guess they just see a lot of potential in him, and they probably want to give him more time. Is probably what's going on. They probably are just gonna take the risk and just kind of go for like that they're trying to go for the end game and hoping that he'll just adapt and learn as he goes. Because mechanically he is a good player, when it comes to like talent and stuff like that. But I
don't think anyone's ever questioned Snoopy's
It's not that
skill.
It's just other things. It's just other things that I think they're working on. So they're betting on it and they're taking the risk. But well said, Sam. Doug, let's go to you. Doug, you had some comments about the situation. You did just tell everybody what was going on. Before the show, Doug was on his stream and he had mentioned that I was pushing narratives and that I was doing the Gawk 9000. So Doug, I want you to I'm curious on why you said that. I want to know where am I spreading narratives, Doug? I want to know where I'm spreading narratives.
Let's backtrack a little bit, Tom. First and foremost, I just must say this, okay? There's two things I want to say, but we're going to start with the Gawk 9000 comment. I think it was totally out of pocket. I think I was just talking out of frustration. I was getting a little bit flustered on my stream, and I have to apologize to you directly now on the flank. I wanted to save this for a different time, but unfortunately, Pat's not here today, so I'm going to co-host with you guys.
I appreciate you coming in, Doug. You're a real one. You're a real one for
I appreciate
you get your company.
It's all good. Yeah.
Well, I love everyone on the show. I absolutely
Hey, you're
love
good, bro. You know I didn't care. You know I didn't give a fuck.
All these people, of course. I just want to say the Gawk 9000 comment is my inner frustrations and my feelings based off of what I'm hearing on the show. And that's not necessarily the way that it goes about in your perspective. That's just the way it feels from my perspective. And I think that's somewhat immature and childish. So I think it's important that I take accountability, and I apologize to you right now on the show. I think that's a little bit too much. So I just want to say I'm sorry.
No, apology accepted, Doug. You good. You chilling, bro.
What were your main gripes with?
Yeah, that was my next question. So Doug, talk to us, man. Like, what is your main gripes with the situation? Where do you not like it? Like, what are your problems with the situation? What didn't you like that you heard?
I think that's a little bit too specific of a question. Before I even begin with any of that, guys, just to lighten it up a little bit, obviously you guys know I run the show in Boston. It's my team. So with that being said, we're cleaning house. Everything's changing. And I just want to show you guys something real quick. We were going to announce this tomorrow, but obviously I'm just going to leak this here right now. So hold on one second.
Oh, here you go.
Wait, what's
going
going
on? Put on his jersey or something. He's gonna come sit
He's
back
taking
down.
his shirt off.
As you guys don't know,
Is he wearing a ball?
So I am, in the history of the game, the highest winning percentage player of all time, according to Brian's stats. In the grand finals, that is. And I've taken down both the dynasties. We haven't taken down Atlanta FaZe yet, but we are in dead last. So this is the perfect opportunity for me to step back in, break this pull-up board record, take the team to the World Championship, beat Atlanta FaZe, and win the ring. You guys heard it here first. That's right.
What?
We're going to do both at the same time.
Wait, are you dead ass?
Right.
Are you for real?
No, I'm just completely fucking around. I'm not. No,
Oh,
I'm
what
just
the
trolling.
fuck?
Nah, but that was good. That was good physical
I'm
comedy.
trolling. No, I'm trolling, guys. I'm
Yeah.
definitely trolling. I'm not coming
That was
back to
great.
competing, guys. I am
That was
absolutely not going to be
fantastic.
replaying anymore.
Bro,
It was a little bit of a troll,
What?
but I just want to
That was
make it fun. I just want to have a little bit of fun with it, guys, because honestly, it's Easter, and I personally, guys, I just want to say this.
Troll, bro.
Personally, guys, I do not want players to lose their jobs on Easter Sunday. So I feel so bad. This is why I didn't want to talk about this yet. I feel so bad for Slasher and ASIM because, dude, if you're going to lose your job on Easter Sunday, and then there's going to be an emergency flank, and then you have someone like me coming on the flank talking about these things, the last thing I want is for ASIM and Slasher to feel even worse about the situation simply because it's Easter Sunday as well. So I just felt bad. And yeah, I just honestly, if it was up to me, I wish we could have announced this on a different day. But I mean, it is what it is, guys. Obviously, I'm not the person who does these things. But yeah, I just wanted to say that I do feel bad.
Let me get us back on topic here. So Boston,
ahead,
it's obviously tweet out, the thank you stuff to both Slasher and ASIM as well as Josh. And for me, I was a little surprised, especially with the Josh one. It was just a thank you, Josh, and they didn't really go any deeper because he had been there for a while. Thought they'd give a little more credence to his contributions. They tweet out kind of a statement from the Twitter account and said, obviously they're sure of their goals and they're making a lot of changes, to your point, to sort of couple things up. Like, what do you know internal going on there? Like, do you have a sense of, because they're dead last, because they need to go to champs, they had to really majorly switch things up, and that's why they're dropping 2 players and a coach?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious if you just look at the results. We all want to see a combination of cohesion between results and growth. I think every organization wants to have everything. You want to have the wins, you want to have the growth of the organization, you want to see what the bottom line is, the absolute best case scenario for the team. Ultimately, it's going to come down to opinion. It's going to come down to one person's opinion versus another person's opinion. We all know how Call of Duty esports works. Obviously, getting dead last at back-to-back majors sucks. And to Sam's point as well, it's not fair for ASIM to come into this team after they got dead last. He gives everything he can to the team. Guys, I have access to all the scrims privately. I could hear everything that's said, and I listen to everything. So I hear it all. And ASIM gave his heart to this team. So I feel extremely bad, especially because it's Easter Sunday and we announced these changes. It's not right for a player to come in, get one split, give everything they have, and then they get released from the team. It is what it is, guys. It sucks, and I feel bad for ASIM for that. So there's nothing you could really say about it other than it sucks and it's tough luck, and this is just part of the roster movement in the league. The result was the same. We still got dead last again. We constantly seem to be trying to build and also keep pieces at the same time, and the cohesion hasn't really been all there. So there's a lot of shakeups happening, as you guys all know. Releasing a coach, announcing another coach shortly, releasing 2 players, announcing 2 other players shortly. A lot of moves happening behind closed doors. None of it has been announced yet, and obviously we're going to wait for those announcements to happen as well. But ultimately, there's nowhere to truly go then up. And yes, to Sam's point, we absolutely believe in Snoopy. You could say that you want to take Slasher's side and ASIM's side and Priestess side and this coach's side or Snoopy's side, but ultimately, at the end of the day, we do believe in Snoopy. We want to develop Snoopy. We do think he has a bright future. And if he is going to fail, it is going to be under a different narrative and a different jurisdiction. We can't go anywhere other than up.
So let me kind of go where I want to go with this. So you said, to your point, that you obviously, do you watch all the scrims, or do you just like do you browse it? Like,
Yeah, how involved are you, Doug?
Yeah, I have a follow-up based on what you say here.
I'm not going to say that my opinion is final and whatever I say happens is what's going to happen. But what I will say is that I built up credibility in the organization through experience, through time, through roster building, through player management. Obviously, you guys all know this. It's not a secret. I mean, I've been here for a very long time. I've been here almost since the very beginning of the organization, working with the academy. So I'm not going to tell you how much I'm sitting behind closed doors, micromanaging every little thing that I'm seeing, Ben, but I see a lot. And I'm a very big part of the organization, and I want to see the organization succeed as well. And I'm not saying that all these changes are basically my opinion and what I say is happening, because it's a collective between the coaches and the GM and ownership as well. It's a team at the end of the day. But obviously, we needed to make a change, Ben. And you have to pick a side here. It's you either pick the Slasher side or the Snoopy side. That's the narrative that's being drawn out there. So we clearly made a change in this direction.
Well, I mean,
I
don't think that's the narrative being thrown. Ben, I got it.
Yeah.
I don't think the narrative. I mean, we'll get there with like the narratives and stuff like that. But I will say on the show, Doug, when it came to Snoop, I mean, we've definitely given him a lot of positives as well. Like his mechanics and his talent. Like, I mean, Chris, you could probably come in here, Sam, a little bit. I mean, we've definitely talked about him being a talented player. I don't think it was always like negative around Snoop. I just think there were some problems with the team, and apparently a lot of it was because there was just a lot of problems within the decision making, that like within in-game decision making, not out of game, like in-game decision making, and that they were having a hard time working together. So I know he's a rookie, and you want to believe in him, and bro, I love Snoop. I think Snoop's a good kid, and I think he's a great player. Like I like that you guys believe in him. It was just the way everything was handled. Like even from somebody like ASIM, right, from his side, like he had 3 offers before he came to Boston. Like he chose Boston because he believed in Boston as well. He wanted to be here. That's how he looked at it. And he gave it everything he got every day, did what he had to do, and was trying to be a team player every day. And you can look at stats and say whatever you want, but I think we can all agree that he played well. He didn't play bad. He played well. He didn't. I wouldn't say he dropped 1.4s and carried. He didn't like carry these guys by any means. They obviously struggled as a team. He got done pretty dirty about it, and I don't really know if they're trying to just make actual solutions to the team or if they're just, like, throwing darts at a dartboard. You know what I mean? Like, it would be nice if it's like, yeah, this guy was doing this or this guy was doing that. Like, and that's why we want to change them out. Like, giving actual reasons as to why they're making certain changes and why they're doing these things. So, for me, it's just, like, I think when Slasher and ASIM went to the team, like, yo, why are we being dropped? It was kind of like, oh, you guys are the odd man out. Like, you guys are just the odd ones out. Like, they weren't getting actual reasons as to why they were dropped. So it's like, what were the main reasons from your end, Doug? What were the main reasons why Boston made a change, and why was it those two players? What are they trying to do besides for just believing around Snoopy? Because you have to try and build a good team here, right, Doug? You don't want to just throw darts at a dartboard. There has to be some sort
100%.
There has to be some sort of thought process as to these moves that you guys are making. So what are those? What's that thought process?
I can't speak on behalf of the private conversations between our coaches, general managers, and ownership with ASIM and Slasher. I haven't even had conversations with them at all. I can only give you my opinion from an outside point of view because I'm not in those internal conversations when these roster moves are actually going down. I want to make myself abundantly clear.
Hold on. Stop. So are you involved in decision making or you're not involved in decision making? I'm confused.
I'm not the person who drops these players, replaces players on the team, Ben. I just want to let you know my side of how I see it from here. So when you ask me these specific questions, I'm giving you specific answers. I'm not there in the room, Ben.
Would you say that your role isn't more of a consultation, like an advisory sentiment, and then they're obviously making decisions internal? I just want to be clear about what your role is here, so there's no line.
I would say that my role is very unclear because I don't have an official title in Boston Breach, Ben. I don't know what my role is specifically.
I don't think
all I know is this. This is the thing that I know. I know brand building and I know how to make winning teams as well. That's what I know, Ben. And I can't tell you how the decisions are made behind closed doors. I can just tell you what I know. And what I believe is very simple. And this is not what the coaches decided to do or the general manager decided to do. This is just what I feel inside.
Okay.
I feel inside that I understand a very big picture on how to build a brand and how to elevate players to the top. Simply put, I feel that Snoopy needs more time. Now, again, if the coaches or the general managers or ownership want to say their piece, I'd gladly welcome it with open arms because I would love for more communication to be displayed on the outside because I'm hearing a lot of things from both sides, internally and externally. And I just want to set the record straight from how I see it and the way that I believe Boston Breach can succeed in the future.
I understand now. I thought for a second you were.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I thought you were making actual
which is fine, but.
Doug does
let Chris go, Ben. Let Chris go, Ben.
Doug does not need to sit there and say it for you bluntly. It's pretty fucking obvious. ASIM and Slasher probably did not want a team with Snoopy anymore. It's plain and simple, and they wanted him out. And Boston clearly values Snoopy here, so they ended up getting rid of them. Also, Austin and Slasher, barring that one event win on LA, what was it, LAG? They have not seen a lot of success together. So like it's kind of like they probably look at that and it's like, oh, it's like a diabolical duo. But I mean, I still don't agree with the change regardless because I think ASIM was probably your most impactful player in this stage. And he's a big reason as to why you guys even had a fighting chance at the major. And then Slasher was probably your best player in stage one prior to making the ASIM change. So it's just kind of weird to me seeing both of them go. I personally think that you guys, the only thing you can really criticize Slasher is I think Slasher has a very particular way of playing Search and Destroy, and your Search and Destroy, this split was fucking terrible. So clearly either the team is not on the same page on how they want to play or not playing to, because Slasher's clearly a leader, right? He probably wants people to play a certain way. So he's either it's just not meshing. Like it's either Slasher needs to change his mindset in Search and Destroy and the team needed to adapt, or everybody needed to buy into the system. But either way, your Search and Destroy was lacking. So, I mean, you guys obviously took the Snoopy route, and I think you guys are going with some sort of comfortability aspect in terms of your roster changes, because from the rumors, right, you guys are potentially getting Beans and Pentagram, which were both products of Boston Academy, who were also, I think, playing with Snoopy at a time or have played with Snoopy at certain times. So maybe throwing in some comfort picks there could potentially benefit you, but just like obviously from the outside looking in, it's just strange how this decision was made.
I think it's pretty simple from my point of view here. And again, I really hope you guys can't cut me off when I speak here, because this is a very simple thing that I see. I believe in Snoopy. It's just that simple. I believe in him. I don't care who else doesn't believe in him. I don't care if the community doesn't believe in him. I don't care if this panel doesn't believe in him. I believe in him. And if I believe in him, I want to see this guy succeed in the best possible way for his success. Simply put. Now, again, I'm not the person who made this call. This is a collective agreement amongst the entire organization, coaching staff, general managers, right? Ownership. This is not just a me thing. This is not just, oh, I believe in him, he's staying on the team. I can confidently tell you that without a doubt. That is exactly how it went personally. That's the way I see that. I also think that winning isn't always going to get you the long-term success that you're seeing in terms of this immediate thing of, oh my God, Slasher's on the team. We got to bring in ASIM. We got to do this. We got to do this. Well, we're getting dead last back-to-back events. We're dead last in the league. We could blame Snoopy all we want, and we could absolutely give him his credit for that. He's a part of this team too, and he's 25%, just like how Slasher is, and Capsidol was, and ASIM is or was, and Priesta is. Everybody has fault to take, and you could sit here and blame as much as you want for whoever you want. I just simply think that Snoopy can develop into a player that can be a very top elite player in this league. He could also bring in a very strong fan base to our team. He could also help grow our organization. I believe that he could be here for long term. And if he's not, and if the results aren't there, we're going to reevaluate that. Absolutely. And the results haven't been there. So again, to Sam's point, we could sit here and drop Snoopy, pick somebody else up as well. We didn't do that. Simply put.
I'm honestly just
so hold on, Chris.
I was gonna say one last thing. One last thing. With how like this decision seems to have been made, and there's a clear disagreement with half of the team and the other half of the team, I honestly almost feel like I would have rather you guys trial players. Just outright dropping 2 players on your team that, you could say what you want about them, and obviously you have this belief in one player, but like they clearly were playing probably the best on the team at certain points and pivotal moments in your guys' split. It probably would have made more sense to actually just try out other environments before making a decision. I think there might be some other teams that might be even trialing. I think there was rumors of that. I don't know if those are going to happen. But, I mean, you have a decently long break here, and I think people might start scrimming here in the next couple days from what I know. Today. Exactly. So, like, this could have been a perfect opportunity to maybe try players like maybe Pentagram, right, who have rumors of joining the team, and he was obviously one of your substitutes. You have some academy players to pull from. Obviously, you probably had a couple decisions you could have made, but I mean, I'm just concerned with it because I think, you might believe in Snoopy, and I'm not. And this isn't even about him. It's more so about just throwing in players from different teams. One potentially isn't even from like NA that like you're just gonna blindly throw them in, give them like a week of practice, and then go into a new split without even like trialing anything. I just think like. I think it's more like throwing darts at a dartboard, like how
that's
Tom
a great
says
point
with the way that you're making decisions.
No, that's a great point, Chris. I would look. We've had an academy team for 2.5 years. We scrimmed the Boston main team 2 total times in those 2 years. I would have absolutely loved to pull a Toronto Ultra like they did in MW19. That's where Kleenex came from, right? He was on the academy team. He was sitting there in my streams every day, every single day on the second team for Toronto Ultra, coming to my stream. Hey, Doug. Hey, Doug. Hey, Doug. This guy's running the league as an MVP now. I believe we have players in the academy that could potentially be the same. We haven't had those trials, Chris. I would love to do those because I think that does make the most sense. Because, look, I could sit here and tell you how much I love Eric Snoopy and how I think he's going to be a future superstar and he's going to do all these great things. But he's got to go out and do it himself, right? Like, I can't do it for him. He has to go be the player and do that. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of problems. Obviously, Chris, there's so many different issues. And I absolutely agree with you because, look, we're old school. We've been around since day one. You got to find the best 4-man team. It doesn't matter if it's a name, if it's Slasher, who's a world champ. By the way, I love Slasher. I mean, I won with the guy. I got nothing but great things to say about Octane. A trial would make a lot of sense too, Chris. I think you should absolutely be doing that.
I don't agree. Like, I agree things need to change. And as like, even though they were strange changes, in my opinion, I feel like there's ways that you guys could have maybe taken different like approaches. So to actually get better players and maybe find a more cohesive environment rather than like right now with the way it seems is you're just like, all right, let's pick up this guy. Let's hope it works rather than actually, testing out who, other players.
I'm getting some pokes coming in from Benjay. He wants to ask Doug some questions.
Go ahead, Ben.
I have two questions, and if we want to move on to our team, we can. I think, Doug, your point, obviously, you're pretty on Snoop. Like, where he's at now as a player, what do you think his strengths are, but what do you think the weaknesses are that he needs to work on in order to develop into the player you think that he can become?
I think Snoop is a little bit too humble. I think he doesn't want to speak his mind enough. I think he should speak his mind more. And I think that I also have that same issue as well, Ben. I could confidently say from experience, sometimes I'll just bite my tongue and just let other people be themselves. And I think for someone like Snoop, his strength is absolutely opening up the map and playing with confidence and aggression. His weakness is absolutely when he doesn't want to speak his mind and say what is really on his mind. And I could just say he just turned 19 years old. He was speaking in full Spanish with his team less than a year ago before I picked him up on the academy. Yeah, he was mumbling words when I teamed with him too. And the only thing I wanted to do was get him ready for the league, constantly calm with him nonstop. But we put him straight onto the main team. He played really well at champs. He's still on the main team. We bring in veteran leadership. It was a cohesion that simply just didn't work. You could put blame to everyone on the team, but there are things that have to be ironed out, Ben. And I'm not going to say that it's just going to be perfectly amazing from the very beginning, but something had to change, and this was the move that was made.
Ben, you got any other questions?
Yes, I do. So I just want to follow up. What do you mean by speak your mind? Are you saying like in game, in map, that like he has issues communicating what he's trying to do to his teammates? Or are you talking about like out of game? Yeah, I'm just confused what that means, if you don't mind.
I think it's pretty clear for me. He just needs to stand on business. He knows what he can do, and I believe he knows what he can do, and I don't think he's standing on business to the highest level that he can. And I want to see Eric stand on business, because if you're going to go out swinging, you're going to go out with your confidence. You're going to go out being the best you can be.
What the fuck does that even mean?
I personally think that Snoopy's main issue as a player is going to be
I'm rooting for him now.
It's purely communication. When we do listen-ins with this team, his small talk is absolutely abysmal. You can say play style things all you want, but at the end of the day, everyone has their play style, and it's up to them to continuously play the way they play, gather those reps, and make their own adjustments. It's not very smart for like coaches and stuff to nitpick play style, because I feel like it makes people overthink. So that's all entirely on him. But the thing that like he needs to work on the most, that is easily workable, is like the language barrier with his small talk, because a lot of the time with Snoopy, he's going and trying to initiate very impactful plays. It's just his play style, right? He's getting in the mix, he's flanking, he's doing a lot of stuff. He needs to communicate with his team. In these listen-ins, he's fucking silent. And that is something that is just unacceptable in a league of professional players. He needs to fix that, period.
What are your thoughts on that, Doug?
I don't disagree with anything Chris just said. I agree 100%.
My last question.
We all know Snoopy has potential. We all know he does.
100%. 100%. And
I have
think
one question before we move on.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to give Sam the floor, because we didn't get to Sam.
Yeah, let me get this last question, Sam, if you don't mind, and then you can, if I ask a question, apologies. Yeah. Obviously, the other part we haven't talked about yet is, Josh was also apparently released as part of this. Josh was sort of part of the sort of support coaching staff. Do you have like more info on that? Do you think that like more info is coming as to the like reason for that decision over the next coming days?
Yes, that's going to be something that comes out over the next coming days, but that's not something I'm going to comment on right now.
That's fair. Go ahead, Sam.
WPR. Last question, and then we've been on Boston for a while. So
yeah,
you obviously are heavily invested in Snoopy. And usually when you want to develop rookie talent, you want to put people around them that have either won before or have a good mindset on how to develop rookie talent and have done it in the past. You are now doing from, Austin was that stereotype, which to now the current rumored roster really doesn't have anyone like that. You have Preston, but he's never assumed that leadership role before. So now, since this investment, you've dropped Austin and ASIM at this point. So what is the strategy going forward, in your humble opinion, to develop him since this risk was now taken?
Well, I think that obviously going back to what Ben just said, changing the coaches out a little bit is clearly going to be something that we're looking at as a solution to mend everything together. So we're going to see how this plays out as time goes on.
Well, I mean, okay, you're just going to see how it plays out. I mean, I was thinking, so I want to talk about like Pentagram and Beans, because obviously that's the rumor of, they're getting picked up right now. That's obviously the rumor right now. I mean, why Pentagram, why Beans? Can you give us any reasoning to that?
Because nothing's announced, so I can't talk about it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Fair.
It's rumored, so I'm not going to talk about it until it's official.
Okay, well, I will say on the rumors, I will say for Pentagram, that guy's been on the fucking bench for 3 years, bro. I'm kind of happy
100%.
to see. I'm happy to see him get like a opportunity here to like try and make something happen, just because I kind of feel for the guy. He's been sitting there for 3 years.
I thought
I will say something about Pentagram, though.
And I also don't.
There is something about Pentagram I want to say. There's something I want to say about Pentagram, though. This guy, I just want to give you guys my perspective on Pentagram. I decided in MW2 when we had Beans on the team, it was me, Beans, Kremp, and Sean. We just got top 16 back-to-back events and challengers. It's unacceptable. Beans got called up for Methods when Methods got replaced on the main team. I sat down at a dinner with Sean and Kremp. I just looked at them, and I took about 5 seconds to think about this, and I said, guys, I think it's a good idea for us to pick up Pentagram, despite the fact he just got top 24 in challengers. I think we should pick him up because I think he's the best sub player in challengers, and I'm ass on the sub. So if we pick this guy up and I switch to an AR and give this everything, if we don't get a good result, I'm done because I'm holding you guys back. And they were like, we agree 100%. That's a great idea. And that's exactly what we did. And honestly, I have a very high expectation in my head for success. If you guys don't know this, I hold myself to a very high standard personally, and everyone around me. I try not to, but I really just can't help myself at times. I really want to hold people to the highest level of success, especially in a competitive environment. And Pentagram matched the expectations I had in my head about him, which is shocking. And I sat next to this guy on land, and I watched this guy play, and I said, he's everything I expected him to be. So my experience with Pentagram was nothing short of just excellence. Although we didn't get a championship together, the second I stepped down, they got a championship in the Elite. So I'm just really happy that those guys were able to have some success together. And Pentagram's a phenomenal player. Truly one of the best players I played with.
I think he's a good player too.
Yeah, I
played
think
against him.
I think Pentagram's good. I think Beans is a good player as well. Beans is another one who could shoot, bro. I see Beans shooting, bro. That guy can play. I just don't know. I don't know how this team's gonna mesh when I look at just the personalities on the team, and I just look at it as a whole. I don't know if they're gonna see the game in the same way, and I'm curious to know who that player is gonna be to like step up and get these guys going. I don't know. You know, when it comes to a team, they all gotta be on the same page, and I don't know if this is like the right group of guys. I don't know if it's gonna work.
I mean,
ultimately,
Tom,
time will tell.
Yeah. To what Doug said, I mean, you look at this roster situation right now. I mean, Preston's gonna be throwing around a lot of stuff. I think Pentagram's also decently good at setting people up. And Ben's gonna be, I think, a really key part of their S&D game. Well, Respawn last year, I think he was kind of hit or miss. This year he's actually been solid in challengers, but as we know, it's level and step up. It's Snoop, man. This is the thing, man. They built this team now. He's really the premier player, and he's played decent this year. But if you look at kind of numbers, sort of his contributions in the role, he is kind of playing average in that spot, and he's going to need to play above average for his Boston team to qualify for winners bracket, get higher than top 12.
I think statistically that Snoopy is fine. I don't think he's average statistically at all. It all comes down to his communication and decision making, which are things that he needs to fix himself. I think you guys do a great job of trying to build a system around him, and you got to believe in him, but he's got a lot of work to do on his own, and I don't know if you guys can help him in that aspect. But this team, if Beans and Pentagram play as expected, it's going to come down to one Priesta just being better. He's easily been, at least statistically, the worst player on the team for the last two splits. Yeah, he had a couple of decent moments, but statistically he's been the worst player. And on top of that, Snoopy's communication and decision making just needs to improve. But I don't know.
Just to be clear, there's 48 players in the league. If someone is in many categories in the mid-20s, is that above average to you, or is that average?
What do you mean?
Statistically, mid-20, age?
It's all.
No.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Pick your stat.
It's role based.
If someone, 100%. So even then, look at all the roles. Someone's in the middle of the pack of that. You would not say that's average. You're saying that's above average.
I think he's playing fine, at least statistically. Which is, I guess.
Who cares? Preston's the most winningest player in the CDL.
Thank you.
This guy knows how to win.
That's what
Who cares?
Why are we talking about? Yeah,
I don't care about the stats. This guy knows how to win.
Guys, Boston's
I'm
problem.
I'm not talking about.
But
Preston.
no, guys, Boston's problem is not because
Preston.
they can't shoot their guns straight. The problem is that they're doing dumb shit in matches and they can't get on the same page. It's the problem, and they're not.
That's why I asked the question I asked, because they've been doing dumb shit for fucking years. They were a super kill whore team last year that couldn't put a single two-piece together and then make a productive play off of it, and now this year they just were uncohesive.
And no one is gonna sit here and tell me that that Priesta doesn't know what he's doing.
That's not what I said.
I never said that. You said that.
And just to be clear, I'm talking. Maybe I'm confused. I was talking about about Preston because I agree with you guys. Like Preston's got to now step into a massive. We would just say something about don't attach with Vegas. You got to step into a role he's never done before. You got to figure out how to organize and help this team get better and not be a repeat of last year, which is we can shoot our guns, be good in search, but we can't play for the winner respawn. trying to come off the fact that they tried to have a structured team this year and it didn't work. So
Minnesota ROKKR.
Let's talk about Minnesota
Let's
ROKKR.
move on.
This blew my mind. I didn't expect this. So ILLEY and STANDY are planned to replace Awakening and Vivid on the Minnesota ROKKR. Poor Jacob. This is from Jacob Hale. I think it was Jacob Hale who announced it first, right, Ben? He was the first person to tweet it out.
Correct.
So I had heard some rumors that ILLEY was coming back in. That's what I was hearing behind the scenes. But when people were saying ILLEY was coming back in, I was thinking Seattle. I thought they were putting him back into the starting roster. But I was very surprised when I saw this Minnesota ROKKR rumor because I didn't expect him to be switching ship, which I think is very, very interesting. So ILLEY coming back in for Big Wake on the flex role, and STANDY coming in for Vivid, which was another one that I just didn't think Vivid was the person. Like, my mind wasn't even going to Vivid when it came to, like, making a roster change here. But here we are, and Vivid's another one who's getting the can, which, you know, granted, again, from the outside looking in, we might not know the whole picture. There might be more to the story. But I definitely think that this roster's interesting, to say the least. And I do like ILLEY. I think ILLEY was playing really well for Seattle. I know there's been some rumors and some things going around, and there's been a lot said about him, but in my mind, bro, if he's playing, he's playing. You know what I mean? And that's that. So if he comes in and he performs like I think he is, I think it'll help this team a lot. And then Standy, I think Standy's a good player. I just we'll see if it works. If this system will work, this system of players. We'll see if they can get on the same page. Again, I'm always curious on if these individuals will be able to work with each other, because sometimes you gotta find the right fit, man, and the right people. You gotta make sure everybody's open-minded and can take accountability. We'll see what happens here with this roster, and we'll see if they can get on the same page. But what do you guys think? Ben, we'll start with you, and we'll go left to right.
So I have a couple of things. First off, I'm very confused with Ender's roster situation. Is I messaged Jake, and I think Jake's gonna probably look into it. But like, I'm confused because if Ender's still contracted with Seattle, then is this a buyout situation? We don't know how that goes with Seattle, so that's a whole separate thing. Did Ender get released? Was it voluntary by Seattle? Were they forced to release him? We don't know. So his whole roster situation and his status, I think, is actually really key to understand this. The standing for a Reese thing has to be like a chemistry thing, because I think statistically Reese is playing a specific way, and my guess is maybe they think that Eli is going to be a better fit for what they got going for. It's the only thing I can think of as far as this change, unless you guys have other ideas. Maybe you do, Sam.
If it's a chemistry thing, picking up the guy that has had chemistry issues with his last 3 rosters is definitely a decision of all time for sure. The Reese decision was a little strange for me. I didn't think that he was necessary to get dropped here. I thought this would be a pretty cut and dry change for Wake. The Ender thing, to your point, Ben, I was confused about. His status in Seattle was kind of just completely in the dark about what happened there. And I think everybody in the chat and everybody on the show can kind of deduce that if he was playing good COD, but he had shit going on that had nothing to do with COD. So if those problems are solved and he can come back and pick up where he left off, I think, strictly talking about Call of Duty and nothing else, I think this makes them a better team.
Yeah.
Again, the Reese change is weird. I don't like it, but we'll see where it goes. But I mean, Wake needed to be removed from the team. I think everyone knew it. So if all of the extras that come along with Ender are solved, and this is strictly just he is coming onto the team, they are going to play COD, I think this makes them better.
One thing, Chris, before you go, I was just curious about this, and I just went to the Call of Duty website. You guys know about the player tracker thing that used to be on the website, right? Like, you used to be able to see all the transactions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's not there anymore on that website?
Seattle search.
What?
No, the player tracker thing in general is just gone now from the website. I think the lack of transparency about how contracts work, how option renewals work, about some of these roster moves is terrible. I think it's bad for the fan bases. I think it's bad for transparency, and I hope that going forward in the Call of Duty League, they do something to address. I know there are always going to be situations, I think, where there's some murkiness, but it's very frustrating that I just went back to the website to see what's in its contract situation. Now I don't know because there's no player tracker, and that player tracker was barely updated to begin with. Go ahead, Chris.
I think if ILLEY plays, as good as he did in stage 1, hopefully everything's good with him health-wise. Hopefully everything is good with him health-wise, because obviously people were kind of not really sure what was going on with him. There were rumors of him, taking a break or being pushed off the team because of that sort of stuff. So hopefully that's good. But if he plays well, I mean, I like the change. I think Wake definitely need to be dropped. The Reese one is kind of concerning. Simply because at least I know the type of player that Reese is. Reese is a very aggressive player. He's that frontline SMG, while Linz is more of he's like that second man in, kind of like pinchy. He makes plays, like he kind of he's like explosive on the map. But picking up Standy is that same type of player. I remember back in Vanguard with the old Minnesota ROKKR with Havoc and Standy on the roster. They obviously didn't mesh well, and I know from speaking with Standy that Standy and Colt were essentially the same type of player. They play the same. They would flank a lot. They will take routes and just make plays, and that doesn't really work a lot of the time. Usually, you kind of want to have one player being a lot more aggressive, which in this case would be Reese, and one player, being a little bit more of a playmaker, being that kind of like thorn in the side. And I just think the dynamic with that team might be kind of strange, and it's going to take some adjusting. At least their hard point was their worst game mode. So their hard point S&D were probably right around the same. And Reese was statistically at least their best hardpoint player. He had the most damage per 10 minutes, the most kills per 10 minutes, and he had right around, average-ish kill time. So it doesn't really make sense. The thing where I see this working, though, is ILLEY and S&D. Their S&D was fucking abysmal. They couldn't close up a game 5. Yeah. They were pretty much like 50-50, and that'll probably help them there. But I don't know. I'm just concerned with the way their sub dynamic is going to work with the pickup of Standy.
That's really important.
Generational episode right now. I love this.
Yeah, Chris, I was talking about that before too, like having that right dynamic between your subs. Because I was talking about this with my chat before we started the show. Like you want like that entry fragger sub, someone who's like gonna push limits, like get map control, like. And then you got that that Slayer role where he's kind of just like lurking around. I'm playing off that
sub. To a Hydra, the simp
right.
to an easy, bro.
Right. Exactly.
Obviously not to that level, but same dynamic.
Yeah, the goal is to try and get it to that level. But I mean, and then in my opinion, I think the flex player is always at his best when he can play at pace. I think you need a flex player who can play fast, that can keep up with those two players that are playing off each other at that pace. You need a flex who can keep up. And then for me, the AR is the backbone of the team. That's the team that just, if everything goes wrong and all those guys try to be an impact and it doesn't work, you have the AR to be there for that discipline and to kind of just like hold everything down and lock the team down. So like that's how I look at it when building a team, and I completely agree with you, Chris. Like you got to make sure that it starts with the two subs. So you got to make sure that those guys are playing off each other and their dynamic is good. I agree with that. Doug. Wanted to move on to you. What do you think about the situation? ILLEY's coming back in. By the looks of it, it's rumors, obviously. This is all rumors. By the way, this shit's been changing by the day behind the scenes. I don't know what the hell is going on. Names are being thrown left and right. One day it's this guy, one day it's that guy. It's hard to keep up. But ILLEY, Standy coming in potentially for ROKKR. Doug, what do you think?
I love this rumored roster. I don't really have any concern for it simply because I trust Lamar accuracy when it comes to building a roster and building a team. He has shown me a consistency throughout his entire career that whatever he does usually ends up working out. With that being said, with this roster on paper, the only concern I would have is how does this affect Linz's performance? Because we're sitting here saying Linz is the rookie of the year, which he has been, simply because he has Reese Vivid, who is one of the most aggressive players in the game. And we all know how it works. If you have an aggressive player on your team, they're going to open up the map for other players as well. Whereas with Standy, he will take more flank routes. He will take his time and be a little bit more patient to guarantee his kills and create his spacing on the map. So it is a risk bringing in Standy with Linz, but obviously they feel that not only will ILLEY be comfortable and confident on the map, whatever he was dealing with, clearly he's been moving forward in a positive direction. I love this rumored roster, and I trust Lamar accuracy.
I just going back to it. A couple weeks ago, like at the end of stage 1 and beginning of stage 2, I just felt like they were one roster change away from being a good team. They took a couple of the top 4 teams to game 5, and then they kind of just fell off. Obviously, probably their confidence just died down, and they were probably overthinking the game. I just think they probably needed to make one change and then go back to what made them like a pretty good team. And I just don't think getting rid of Reese at least in here is it makes sense. He's like it. I don't know. It's just it's so weird.
This is like the 5th or 4th fucking roster in a row where Reese is the person that has dropped, and I wholeheartedly think that he's deserved it in the past. But like I don't think he should have been dropped from this team. There was no world where I could see an argument where this was necessary. He's a great third AR player. He's like a very good flexible AR player. He was decent in S&D. Chris, he was really good at hardpoint. To your point, it was the most cut and dry one person change of the entire roster cycle. And I mean, I hope it works out for him. I don't want them to do poorly, but like this seems like a weird, unnecessary change to me. And we could all be wrong here, and it could work out.
It could be something outside of game, right? It could have been like maybe like disagreement.
It seemed unnecessary. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's got to be some, because I can't think of a gameplay reason for Reese, and so it's got to be a behind the scenes thing. And I agree with you guys. You know, looking at how Lens plays and how Eli plays, if that's the duo they're going to go with, it's a tough fit to figure out. I do like, listen, it's a Kume. If they get Ender on this team, like that is a great bounce for them. The Lamar Ender AR duel, I don't think is good enough for them to really like, you know, crack top 4, really threaten the top 4 teams. But amongst the bottom 6, like if this team can be a good respawn team, I really like their S&D potential with both Eli, by the way, and Ender coming in. And I think they can end up top of that pack if they play the cards right.
Yeah, I agree. People are coming in saying Vivid tweet. I don't know if that's a troll or not. If it is a troll.
He tweeted A2P. I don't know what that means.
Anything to play. He's looking for something to play. You guys are fried out of your minds.
Ban
L
them
chat,
all.
sorry.
Ban L chat. Ban everybody. Ban them all.
T2P.
But yeah, and then
crazy.
I wanted to kind of talk about some of these other rosters. There hasn't been much rumors. Vegas Legion is one roster a lot of people have been talking about, and if they're going to make changes. But I think we all can agree that they're not making any changes. They're staying together.
No.
Which, I mean, to be fair, Purge has gotten significantly better since the start of the season.
He's improved enough to not deserve being dropped, I think. If he had kept on his stage 1 performance, then absolutely. But he's shown some pretty good strides, at least to me anyway, for throughout stage 2. So.
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
get. He did
He
get,
did
a
get
lot
one
better.
more stage at least.
Another
The only
team
thing
that
with
people.
Vegas-
Oh,
Go ahead, Chris.
I was gonna say just because you guys were, you can finish talking about Vegas because I was gonna bring up another roster. Go
The
ahead.
only
Ben.
thing with
I don't
Vegas
want to-
is their first 2 matches, LIG and Thieves, are very winnable for the way that they play.
LAG's the next
But
team
after-
I want to talk about, by the way.
Yeah.
But go
But
ahead.
after that, 3 next 4 matches are OPTIC, FaZe in New York, and then obviously they close out against Boston. They have Seattle in the middle of that. It's gonna be very hard for Vegas to replicate what they just did, but I don't expect them to be either OPTIC, FaZe, or New York. And they gotta be careful about not getting. You know, we've seen this with a couple of teams now. They go through that gauntlet of playing those 3 teams. By the way, Vegas did that, I think, in stage 1 back to back to back, and not getting super demoralized. So hopefully they continue to develop, they continue to work. I really like the concepts, the way they play in respawn and their S&D was good at the start of the stage and then a little iffy towards the end. They can work on those things. Again, we talk about being on top of the bottom 8 pile and getting top 6. They can keep working on that. You know, hope they don't lose to Carolina this time. Go ahead, Chris.
I wanted to bring up LAG, and then I want to actually, after we talk about LAG, I wanted to talk about Gunless's tweet because I actually just got
I
my
have
boy
it
Turtle
up. I have it.
Yeah, my boy Turtle. Wait, you got the stats thing?
No, but I have the tweet. I have Golan's tweet.
Oh, okay.
here.
Because I had Turtle actually like separate all of the ARs from the top 4 teams, and then the rest of the ARs in the league, and like the difference in their like KDs, their engagements, their damage per is actually kind of insane. like
Really?
it's pretty fucking
Send
crazy.
Send it to me.
Yeah, I
And
will.
I'll pull it up. You can DM it in the chat.
It's a link. It's a link. I can put it. Where can I put it?
You
It's
can
not.
put
It's
in
it's a
the
picture.
Flame-
It's a picture.
You can put in the Flame Production chat on Twitter. I'll pull it up.
Okay, yeah, I will put it in there. But on the front of LAG, yeah, you guys know I'm pretty close to the team. I think a lot of people were trying to talk about this team needing to change because of at least Adam Assault, at least his stats and all that stuff. He's played fucking terrible. But I will say that at least at the major, he played insane versus Toronto, and he played a lot better versus ROKKR. He fucking fried, and then on top of that, versus Toronto, he played pretty good. So I think this team is good. This team is going to stick together, at least from what I know. And I just think they probably believe in each other, and they'll probably give it another stage. But if Adam has another similar stage, I think it'll probably warrant him dropping. But at least what they did at the major, bro, I think them, at least online, is purely, what is the word? It's mental. Like I don't know what it is, but it feels like they scrim in their matches online, and I don't know what it is.
But
I don't know. I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts about LAG.
My thoughts on LAG is give it another try, motherfucker. What? Bro, you gotta blow this up. Yo, another stage of this. Bro, another stage of this and it's chalk. They ain't making it to fucking. They're not gonna make it to champs, bro. It's over with.
I mean, I agree.
When do they want to do?
Weird,
They can't wait. This is what teams do, bro. They don't do anything, and then they go through another stage of this, and then they just dig their hole even deeper, and now you're chalked. It's too deep. You can't get out the fucking hole now. It's over with.
Are we talking about LAG?
Yeah, LAG.
Yeah.
They're 7th in the
they're in
series, Tom.
7th.
Bro,
So I'm all confused.
but everybody else is
7th?
making changes. Bro,
I mean,
thing
fair,
bro,
but
how
it's not
far?
like LAG's in, like, 11th.
How many points up are they? Are they
They're
close?
20 points off 8th. They're tied.
like-
Okay, so for like some perspective, they're tied with
I'm
Vegas right now.
confused.
We have
They're like-
such a positive
they're on
outlook
the
on how
cusp,
Vegas
guys.
is.
Let
They're
me
on
put
the
it this
cusp
way,
at
Tom.
20, but
Yeah,
they're tied
so
with Vegas.
They're tied for 4th overall in the most points earned at events, but they're bottom in online results. So I think what's a better way to look at it is they got to figure out to be more consistent, getting more slices of the 70 CDL points that are on offer every split, and not just banking on getting top 6 every event and getting 30 points.
I mean,
Agreed.
I think it's clear this team needs to change. And I personally,
It sucks.
just because they're not 12th doesn't mean that they can definitely improve and,
Yeah.
and keep their spot and make sure they get the champs and be a better team when they get the champs. It's definitely
Yeah.
they're
think-
gonna dig themselves a hole here, but
I want to give a
Yeah.
big shout out to Gunless Pierce Hillman right now because I think he would be a great fit for this LAG roster. I think he would solve a lot of this team's problems, personally speaking. Because I know we're going to segue into that tweet in a second. I think LAG needs to make a change too, Tom, because this team is just too complacently mediocre. And you can't sit here and succumb to they's top teams thinking, oh, they're just the best and we're not going to be able to beat them. That's not the mentality that's going to get you a championship. And I'm not saying that's
No
their
one else can win a
mentality.
championship.
That's your mentality, Sam, but that's not mine. I don't want to believe that
That's
ever
fine.
if I'm a competitor. You could think that all you want, but at the end of the day, I was the 7th best team going into a national championship, and I took down 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6, and all the teams that won. This team, to me, doesn't look like a team that's going to do that, though. I think this team absolutely needs to make a change, Tom, and I think Pierce Gunless Hillman is a great fit for this roster.
they might need to bring in fucking big fucking P. They might have to. Ben, what was LAG's record? You said they're 7th. What was their record this stage?
What, online?
Yeah.
They were 1-6 online. That'd be FaZe.
They were 1-6, yeah. But again, you get 30 points if you get. This is what's
They
happening.
did beat FaZe.
Is they're winning
terrible.
like 1 or 2 online matches and they're getting top 6 and they're getting 30 points that way. Like that
They're
will
basically
actually
making up
tread
for
water.
their online split.
But they're treading water. I think to Tom's point, like
Yeah.
they're making up for their online split, but they're treading water. And eventually they're going to hit one of these stages where they get 0 and they get last and they get 0 points.
You're just like assuming based on their last online
100%,
split.
but
Like
I'm
you don't
saying
know that
you
because they
swing it
had the
away.
first stage. The first stage they played fine online, and then they
won
went to the LAN.
They played
They
fine
played
online?
fine online in the first stage.
They went 2-5, Chris. You say that's fine?
and they still gave teams. Yeah, well, like look at their schedule. They had like the hardest schedules. This next schedule they have is the easiest schedule. Go look at their schedules. Their schedules have been pretty difficult.
Their schedule ended up being their schedule next 2 stages are actually
They're-
very favorable.
Yeah, they're
But I'll give
very
you this.
favorable. Exactly.
The stage they
That is
had,
good for
they
them.
played
That is
Toronto.
good for them, Chris. That is good
They
for
played
them.
Toronto,
Yeah.
New York, and FaZe. Okay, you played top 3 of the top 4 teams. Fair enough. But they played a Thieves team that wasn't good, and they beat them. They beat Boston, so they took care of those 2 matches. And they had the 2 bad losses against ROKKR, who were on starting that winning streak, and then Miami, who were hot that last week. Like they were still winnable matches there. Miami wasn't playing that good
Yeah, of
going
course.
that week.
They still got top 6 of the event. Listen,
So
you guys can call bias all you want. I'm letting you know why Adam is still on the team. It's because they simply do not believe that Adam's performances, individual performance, his mentality, his whatever the fuck he brings to the table is not the reason they're losing. That is literally why he's on the team. And that is it. Like you can say, like at least statistically, I would agree. Adam's stats are fucking
can we
terrible.
pull these
He's been
stats that
getting
you put
cooked.
in the Discord in the DM?
Oh,
Let's pull these up on stream.
this is purely.
You told me it was a link, but it's like a photo. I can't show
It's a
what
photo.
it's
Just right click it and open as an image. Right click
Okay.
and open as image.
That's good.
Yeah,
Ben,
open
you're
as an
You're
image.
so smart, man. You're so smart.
So
No
that
problem.
picture is the top 4's ARs compared to the bottom 4 or the rest of the league's ARs, and
Shit's
at least
crazy.
to Pierce's Pierce's
Got
tweet.
a boy Dan fucking G.
He is
And
fucking right.
EG.
He is right. Basically, every AR out of the, not every, most ARs at the top 4, at least statistically, the differences in terms of damage, engagements, their KD differences, they're pretty fucking bad. Like shockingly bad. Which is insane because I feel like this game favors AR players. It favors that
it's an
play
AR
style.
game. Yeah.
So, I mean, Pierce, he's not wrong. He's actually not wrong at all.
Yeah.
This is
Big
interesting
P
because
has also
and
been performing. He's also been performing.
Yeah.
And he's a
just won an
multi-champion.
event.
And he's a multi-champion. And he's a multi.
I want to speak on him. I want to speak on him for a second, man, because I've seen
Go
this
ahead.
guy in
The
challengers for a
fact
very
that
long
the fact
time.
that he's not playing right now is insane. It's actually fucking
I
crazy.
agree. This guy, look, I've always had a lot of respect. I had a lot of differences with him, but I always had a lot of respect for his game because it was hard to play against this guy. And he had a lot of success in the league, and he's won a lot too. The one thing you can't take away from him is his success in the league. He was not getting success consistently in challengers for a long time. I saw this guy every event with his hands up like this, and I looked at the look in his eyes, and he was just sitting there, and he had a million excuses as to why the results weren't good. He didn't say nothing. He didn't blame anyone. He didn't point the finger at anybody. He took his own ownership and accountability in the performances. So for him to take that much time to not only have that humility, have that humbleness about him, to drop his ego, to go into challengers, to get these bad results as much as he did, to consistently not place blame on anyone else, and then for him to come out and win a challenger event, albeit being down 0-3 and then coming back to win, not getting a league offer, I think that's crazy. So I side with Pierce on that. I want to side with him on that for sure.
For me, this conversation isn't even necessarily about Pierce. I think it's just I want to start a narrative that like we've always talked about how being in a main AR is tough when trying to get picked up to the league, but I think that teams need to really start actually looking into replacing a lot of their main AR players. It's right about that time. The differences, at least in these stats, are fucking shocking, by the way. Like when it comes to
It's
damage,
crazy.
even like KD, like for example, Celium has the lowest engagements out of every single AR in the top 4, right? But look at his KD differences. Now look at the rest of the league and look at all the players that are hovering right around his numbers and then look at their KDs. Like, and their damage. It's not even fucking comparable. These people basically are almost not contributing to their teams and they're playing their roles wrong. And I think that there needs to be a mix-up when it comes to maybe actually
Not
trying
Clayster.
to change.
Not Clay.
Well, Clay's
Look
one
at
is
my
weird.
green
'cause-
king down
Well,
there, Dylan attached.
stats are only
He's-
stats are only one part of the story. Obviously,
Yeah.
some teams have different map pools where like they're playing Rios and maybe the AR is less favorable, so that's going to skew like individual stats. But if we were to get an average like in terms of like everybody, it'd be kind of like insane. I just think Pierce is not wrong, and it's been this way for a long time. People have just kind of been blinded by it because typically when making a roster change, it's always going to be on your impactful players, and it's not going to be blamed on the players that are kind of playing more fundamentally sound and stuff like that. But like the landscape of the league needs to change because I think there's a lot of talented AR players in challengers that could actually come in and play even relatively the same, if not better. You just don't know. It's unexplored waters, and teams need to really open up their fucking eyes because like it's shocking, like looking at the differences
Chris,
between these teams.
it's just politics, bro. These main AR players are amazing at the political game. Y'all have been on teams before. You guys
Whoa.
can back up what I'm saying. Like these main ARs know how to play politics. They know how to align themselves, especially in the CDL era, with coaches, with ownership, and keep their spots in check when these changes go because they have the keys to the roster. And a lot of these challengers players either have no ability to network or they don't know how to manage the politics correctly, and that's why they're able to hold on these spots.
Politics
performances don't
aside,
back 'em
I
up.
think the teams, the managers, the coaches that like just don't understand what the fuck they are watching when they are playing the game. The fact that these players can consistently have these terrible performances, some of them don't even go fucking positive half of their matches when they are running the slowest fucking what is it called, role in Call of Duty on a game that favors people on fucking Godheadies is fucking insane.
Well,
I
Sam
don't-
is well. Listen,
And
Sam
I was taking,
is
I was
the.
taking shots at Sam, by the way. This is
I
a very
know,
general statement. Yeah.
Sam,
I don't know why
uh,
Chad's is being dumb right now.
Well, I want to say, Sam, you are the one person who has played that
Resident
role.
mid AR player here.
I mean, yeah, but you have done that role better than literally 90% of players. So
99.
Yeah,
Thanks,
yeah,
Doug.
99. Yeah,
That's
99%
great,
of
guys.
players. You know what I mean? So it's
Mhm.
like, hey, if anybody's gonna speak on this situation, I mean, you can. You know.
Um, we brought it up a little while ago. It was kind of in passing, but I think the
Before
reason
you
that
go, I do want to say this. Sorry,
yep.
Sam, to cut you off. I do want to say this one thing. Being
Mhm.
an AR, especially going up against other AR roles, it is a very hard role, bro. It is an extremely difficult role,
Yeah,
especially
it's a game within the game for
it's
sure.
a game within the game,
Yeah.
especially when you're playing the top 4 teams. It is very, very difficult.
Yeah.
Go
You just
ahead,
gotta know your
Sam.
matchups and how they play.
Yeah.
Which that was something that was random, but that was something I thought I was really good at over the years is like adapting to the matchup within the game. But yeah, we talked about it. I don't remember like it was semi recently. It was kind of in passing, but the reason that these AR players are so ingrained in the league is that a lot of them have that veteran tag attached to their name. People like Austin just got dropped, but people like Austin and Lamar, and even Assault, like they've been in the league for so long because it is the hardest role to replace. So they naturally over time, it's almost like I don't know the exact word for it, but they build credibility as time goes on, even though if they're not performing well. So I do agree to Chris's point that there needs to be kind of an uprooting a little bit. Yeah, old man says attached. There needs to be an uprooting, and I don't disagree with the Pierce take from anyone. I think that everyone on his team has been getting looks after they won challengers. I think he was rumored to have some trials. Like the AR talent in an AR game is not good. Like to the stat sheet that Chris brought up, like bro, we are playing a game that is dominated by ARs. You run 3 of them on most maps, if not 4. And you can't have that excuse to hide behind anymore where it's a slow, low impactful role. Like if your ARs are not good, you will not win, especially in Modern Warfare 3. So I think that of any game for there to be a kind of shift in the AR dynamic within the CDL, it would be this one. Because again, you can have your Hydras, you can have your Simpson, Abizis, and all these people, but at the end of the day, if your ARs are shit, you're not winning. You're not going to do well at all. So
The main
I
difference
think
on that stat sheet,
Facts.
Sam, is simply just the damage. Like ARs
Exactly.
in this game are your damage dealers. They are the ones that either pepper people or just take them out long range. They can take every single type of gunfight because their gun does not limit them to their ability to shoot downrange or up close. The fact that like some of these people are averaging right around like 3, if not like under 3 at points, is just kind of shocking to me. These people need to get more involved. They need to speed up. And I feel like there's just better talent out there that is just unexplored. And I feel like it's time. Like a lot of the ARs that came in from challengers over the last couple years, for example, like Draza and Scrappy, have been some of the best AR players, flexes, whatever the fuck you want to call them, in our league. And I'll tell you why. It's because challengers, yeah, although you can say it's less structured and stuff like that, the one thing that challengers does well is it makes you play with fucking speed. Exactly. It teaches you how to get some kills and makes you play with fucking pace. And I feel like with the league, when it slows down, a lot of these players that are still in the league never been in that challengers environment for long. They haven't adapted to that type of play style, and I feel like faster is always going to be better. It's just
That's what I've always said.
It's true.
But there's still like this weird. We talked about this with LAG, for example. Like there's still this weird thought with some teams and their systems. They feel like you can kind of just control everything on the map and it can be perfect. You can play slow and structured and hold these setups, and then like you'll just win doing that. And you see what Atlanta FaZe does. What like Chris, the great example. Him is how I thought LA Thieves you guys attempted to play when you were good at Black Ops 4, Rise Nation and World War II. Like that style of COD, I feel like is always going to beat the more structured, tight setup, sort of slower stress side. Speed is always going to be
Being
better.
proactive is always going to be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I agree on the overall Pierce sentiment. I also think that he has that stigma attached to him, just to help my boy P out here. He has that stigma attached to him of being a bad teammate and being a little bit of a hothead. Granted, it was a while ago when we played on Seattle and we were dog shit. But like he was a fucking fantastic teammate to me, and just in general, we were horrible. And even then, he really never. I didn't have anything poor to say about him, and he's been performing in challengers. So I don't understand. He's had like a couple of snubs over the last couple of years for CDL spots, and I'm not quite sure if that like bad teammate sentiment is really what's like kind of screwing him over essentially. But at least for me, my anecdotal experience with him, it was pretty good. So just want to throw that out there for P.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I think as good of a fit Pierce. I mean, this is to your point, like as good as a fit I think Pierce would be for like LAG. You know, there was a whole to do with the last time, he was there. I know there was some health issues, but, when it was obvious that he probably should have come in, I don't know what happened there, but it got mixy. And I don't think that Pierce is burning all of these bridges. I think there was a time and a place where when he was younger, he was getting in that mistake. I think he's definitely more mature on that now. But I just think when you get that stigma, it's just hard to lift it with the way that some of these players and people, front office people that aren't as ingrained, kind of perceive you, and end
I
up
also
on the short list.
I also think toxicity is literally a product of your environment. I feel like if as a player that has that stigma attached to him, and I definitely earned that over the years, is like if you play on teams that are either not giving you the same effort, players that simply just do not understand, players that just like if you're just not getting that reciprocated effort. And I know Gunless, he's a very passionate person. He wants to win more than anything. Like he actually gives a fuck. Clearly he's trying to climb back into the league. If you're not giving him that same effort, and you're not like, he doesn't like respect you because of the type of player you are or the type of person you are when it comes to being a part of the team, like he's just going to get frustrated. I feel like a lot of people are like that. And yeah, some people deal with it better than others, but I completely understand where, some of that has came from him. But like knowing him now, I think he's definitely calmed it down a bit, quite a bit actually. He seems like a completely different person every time I talk to him. So I don't know.
And
Just
also
wanted to throw that
talking
out
about like all these players. I mean, we've gone down the loophole. We've talked about a lot of players already. Just this episode. I mean, just kind of goes to show we need more teams, bro, in the league. It would be cool to get more teams in here. And just expand it. From rumors that I've been hearing, like I'm pretty sure the CDL is going to continue to go on and keep it pushing. And it's not. I don't think the CDL is going anywhere. So I definitely think some expansion would be cool, but I don't see that anytime soon. I'll be honest. I don't see it.
We need to get to 16. 12 is so bad for anything at all.
16 would be perfect.
Look at the shit competitive format we have right now. Playing 7 online matches, so everybody's got an unbalanced schedule. Then you've got this stupid. We've never had great, bro. Think about the bracket format we had to start with, the double buys and all of this handhold. This is weird bullshit they give around 12 teams. And now we've got 4 teams starting losers, so it's a single elimination tournament. Let's say you get like fucked on tiebreakers so bad, you now are in a one and done situation. And there's 8 teams up top. Like I don't know what to say. I think you want to get to 16. I hear what you're saying, Draws. We complain about first seed versus 12 seed. I think 12 is always just going to be a terrible number. When it comes to bracket and group stage formats, and getting 4 to getting 16 just makes everything just flow a little better.
And also,
and whether just one more thing, whether you want it to be a format where people are buying 4 more franchise spots, whatever. I think a better system is finding a way for 4 teams to qualify in every year, and this promotion relegation for those spots, and you actually promote
for this
these orgs of fielding a team with good chemistry, coming in and then actually playing well, not just qualifying, playing well to keep their spot.
I also think that the way that fans and even people like us look at matches is a problem as to why, like, yeah, Draws is saying that, like, oh, we're complaining about the 1st and the 12th seed. We need to just look at the matches objectively as entertaining. Grant, if there's more mid-tier teams, even if they're not like the best in the world, and they're facing off against each other more often, they're going to create more entertaining matches, regardless if it's the best teams in the world and it's the best COD you'll ever watch. I'm talking about like actual entertaining close games. If there's more teams, that's not going to be bad for the league. That's just going to mean there's less 1 through 12 matchups, and there's going to be a couple 12 through 16 matchups, which should still relatively be close. Like, it's not every team can be a top 4 team. Like, that is just the nature.
I also
of
think.
Hold on,
They need more
think
drama,
there's a
guys. They
lot
need more
of-
drama in the league. There's
Well,
not enough drama.
I also
It's too
think there's a
boring.
lot of talent within challengers that just not being utilized properly. Like most of these teams at the bottom, it's not because there's not people out there to compete. It's just because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're not making the right teams. Like they're not making the right. There's a lot of players out there that they can be combining, and I feel like they're not utilizing the space enough. And I have a feeling there's some pro teams. I don't know. You guys could disagree with me on this. I think there might be some pro teams that don't even watch challengers. I'm not even trolling. I think there's some.
I can assure you with certainty that there are.
They don't care, Tom.
Yeah,
I promise
they
you,
don't care.
nobody cares.
Yeah,
they all think they're above everyone
Rob,
else.
I'm telling you, there's
They
definitely.
think they're the best, and everyone else is under them.
Yeah.
Challenger sucks. That's how they feel.
Yeah.
That's
that
another
mindset needs to
conversation
change,
that
bro.
Pierce. That's another conversation that Pierce even talked about. He said that a lot of those players, right, that he was mentioning in terms of like the ARs would probably, if they drop down to challengers, they probably wouldn't win a thing. And I completely agree. I think a lot of people underestimate the talent down there and what it takes to win and how hard those players work, because a lot of them are putting in the same effort that pro teams are. Sure, they have less tools, but they are still, everybody shoots straight, and it's also just
straight.
yeah, it's a completely different environment, but it's just as competitive.
The system we have is that if you are the Vegas Legion, which somehow is the best business in the CDL, according to Pat, which I don't understand.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You've created a situation where not only are they disincentivized due to economic conditions to spend money, they're picking up players who are disincentivized to almost be together as a team at the expense of them playing individual and holding their spot and being able to make money. Because there's a lack of promotion relegation, you have a situation where there's teams at the bottom of the league that players are just mercenaries and are trying to keep their spot, keep the career going, make cash so they can, live their lives and not actually honestly working together, trying to win anything, to do anything as a team. And I think if we can feed more open participation, feed more challengers teams, I think you would give a reality check to some of these squads that in order to stick around, they got to build cohesive units and build trust. They're not doing it right now.
Well, you got to look at the individuals running these teams, Ben. You got to look at the GMs and the coaches of these teams and point blame at them. Because if I'm a GM and a coach for a team, I'm sitting here and I don't give a damn who's in the league. I don't care about you. You're not that special. You never were. All these players fighting in challengers potentially can be. Well, not you, Sam. I know how you feel. You're special. Well, everyone on the league, you're special, Sam. You're safe.
Yeah.
Well, I think half of these guys in the league are overrated. If you've been in the league for X amount of years and you don't have achievements, I don't really think you're that guy. That's my personal opinion. I think there's a lot of that guys like Kismet. All he did in challengers was get top 6. That's all he got. He got top 6 on land in challengers. Kismet, the 99 kids. I don't care about online, Chris. I couldn't care less about online. Online this, online that. What do you do on land when the pressure's on? Okay? Top 6 Kismet in challengers is a world champ MVP in the league. If I'm a league GM and a league coach, my ass, I'm sending my assistant coach, you're scouting challengers every day. We got this on the main team for now. You're spending 2 hours a day. You're looking around. I don't care if they're from Europe. I don't care if they're from Latin America. I don't care if they're from Canada. I don't care if they're from Guam. I don't care if they're from wherever. I don't care what it requires. Get the job done.
It requires ball knowledge, and there's a severe lack of it in the organizational positions within the CDL.
And we bitched about that for 5 years in this fucking show. Tom and I, bro.
That's why I brought it up.
Nobody knows what the fuck is
bro.
going on.
Because it's crazy. Tom and I it's fucking crazy, bro.
Year 1 of this show, Tom and I bitched about this probably on every episode. We saw his rosters getting built. Tom and I are sitting here. We're just doing the shows by ourselves. We're like, okay, well.
I mean, that was one of the that was one of the main reasons too why we.
I do agree with the sentiment though, Doug.
Yeah,
thank you, Sam.
That was one of the main reasons too why we started the FaZe Black shit and did all that stuff too. Because it's like like there's a lot of talent down there. Like it's fun to get involved and actually watch it and tune in.
I got to guac you for a second, Tom. You guys have been the leading challengers.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you. Yeah, we got it. We actually got first.
Guac is extra, Doug.
So, Doug, you know what's crazy?
No, he deserves it. He deserves it. Well, you guys choked the finals last time, but
we did choke the final, bro. We were up 3-0, Doug, and we lost 4-3. Isn't that crazy? We could have went back to back.
Pathetic.
But Doug, that would be back to back with 2 different rosters. Back to back with 2 different rosters would have been tippable, huh? That would have been tippable, huh, Doug? That would have been tippable.
I would have been flexing that if I was you, Tom.
That would have been crazy.
We first off, Kids also went on a good run.
By the way, sorry, real quick, are we missing a team, Ben? Or
we are, but we'll get
Carolina.
So just to clear on the Kids thing, obviously that Paris adventure, I don't really put that on them. They literally sent 8 players to Paris, then pick 4 players based on KD, which all right. Anyway,
crazy.
Kids also did have a really good stint in Challengers where he ran, him and his team ran shit for 2 or 3
online.
months. So the dominance,
online.
Online. Yeah, and then obviously, land whatever, but they were still winning
top
cups
6
and shit.
Top 6 online.
But I agree with you, Doug. The problem is that I think
chat, I'll bring up Seattle too, chat. I'll bring it up.
The economic conditions for these teams to scout, report, especially the non-endemic people, is very tough. I just don't think that these orgs see an economic upside to that when they're going to be making a lot of moves based on the information in the off season, and they can just rather watch the VOD, then talk to people and make that evaluation, other than going to, we talk about professional soccer, for example. You pick any super club you want, and they have people watching 4th division Danish league. But that's because the stakes in finding a guy, an 18-year-old kid, and paying $1 million instead of $100 million when he becomes good the next year is big. You just don't have that in Call of Duty. So I just think until the league finds a way, or the business unit finds a way to incentivize these teams to invest in challengers and give them benefits for doing so, you're not really going to see this problem solved.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of orgs like Boston that invest in the scene, I know FaZe invested in the scene for a while. ROKKR did as far as amateur scenes. LAG, they did it for the love of the game. I just don't see other teams doing it.
Yeah, I think a couple other teams that people wanted us to talk about was Miami and Seattle. I don't know what the hell's going on with Miami. I don't know what they're doing over there. I'm guessing they're gonna bring in Real, which I actually think Real's nasty. I think that guy's gross. Yeah, he was it playing on like a fucking shit ping, and he got fucking obviously he got kind of fucking shifted. He got shafted a little bit. He got hold.
He had visa
trying to find the right
issues.
word. Hold, yeah.
So what I've heard with Miami is that obviously they're waiting for Real to come, and I think there may be some role swaps. So they got some time to really like.
You see what
So, like,
Damon
What
just
is
said?
sex? What is sex mode?
What
What
is-
is
I
sex
don't know
mode,
what,
David?
I don't know what
Damon
the fuck
Barlow.
Damon's
What is
talking
that?
about.
Head coach of
Like
OPTIC
sex
Texas said
mode?
Miami is sex mode. What does that mean, Damon?
Sometimes I don't know what's going through Dan Barlow's
This
head.
guy's
But
off
This guy
the
Damon. This
DD3
guy
pack.
Damon's an animal. This guy Damon's an animal.
have you not
He's
watched a
definitely a couple
major?
beers deep.
Oh, there wasn't a major one in Miami. What are you talking about?
Yeah. It was like
What is that?
It was like a listening with them or something. I know what Damon's. Okay, as a reference from their team comms.
Okay.
Anyway, optic deep cuts aside, I think Miami is probably gonna make that one person change of Real when he gets over here, and then probably some role swaps. But it's
I think
man,
there's
like,
also.
Yeah.
I was
Go
gonna
ahead,
say if
Chris.
they're looking at making other changes, I mean, I'm sure they've done their investigation. They probably know the player. Somebody that I want to give a shout out to, at least in Challengers, named Super. He's a player on one of the Spanish teams that plays in Challengers, and I think they just got top 3 or something. And they made a run, and he
That boy
was
shoots.
playing. He was playing
gross.
insane. I also played with them on a pickup team at one point in Modern Warfare 2 at a tournament, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, that guy was absolutely fucking frying, and he's
That
also
whole
Spanish.
team was good over the weekend. I watched a fair bit of challengers over the weekend.
Yeah.
That kid was their whole Spanish roster was good.
Yeah,
I mean,
Super
but
was
here's-
insane. So I don't know.
listen,
something out
Miami
there.
team was very inconsistent the last 2 splits. But the one thing in particular with them that I'm now looking at it is how bad their search has been almost this entire 2 stages. And like, for example, they've only gotten the first blood in, and I've never seen a number this low this late in the season. 40% of rounds. They're like clear bottom by a couple percent there. And they're not even winning. They're like league average or slightly like below in then converting those first bloods. Like they don't know how to get 4v3s. They don't know how to really close out with 4v3s. You got to improve the S&D fundamentals. You saw with Carolina and LAG. If you're in the bottom 8 and you can become a good search team, you can get top 6. You can qualify for champs. So hopefully that's a big thing they work on and expand their search map pool with whatever new squad they got going on.
Mm-hmm. Exceed tweeted, I'm not gonna lie, I think I could put together a challengers team right now that can easily get top 6.
He's not wrong.
Bro,
Easily.
this
He's not wrong.
is okay. Easily might be a stretch, but
I would love to know that roster.
the one thing that you can use to back up this statement, at least to a degree, is literally LAG. They are essentially a triple challenger roster. Even Adam was in challengers prior to being put into that LAG team at the end or at the beginning of Modern Warfare 2.
Adam's a world champion.
You're
Adam's a
okay,
world
but let me
champion and
finish.
Fame
I'm
played a
saying
whole
besides
season.
him,
Yeah, wait, what?
no, but
Nah.
he got picked up from challengers.
I know.
He
I
was
know
on-
his situation. Was
You
shit,
get what
he
I'm
played a
trying to
whole
say.
season. Yes,
But
I
no, yeah,
understand.
but that's
They're
what I'm saying.
not. They're
With
not like a
ex-
four.
Yeah, if you win in
challenger,
challengers,
like-
Exceed.
Hey, let me
win
finish.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's why I'm saying easy is a stretch because obviously they would have no scrims against pro teams, so the dynamic would be different. But what I think the point he's trying to make is you could put together a team from challengers, put them into the pro league, give them some experience, and they could potentially place top 6. LAG's literally just the same fucking thing. So, as his
'cause
wording
this
was
is-
terrible, but you
this
get
is
the
what I
point
get
that I'm
back-
trying to make.
This is the point I get back to, Chris, is like you just got these mercenary teams. As opposed to a challenger squad, unless I know there's a lot like changes, but then eventually you get to a challenger squad that's got a lot of trust and discipline together. And yeah, they can dumpster some of these pro teams, especially early on in the season. So I don't disagree with Exceed. I don't know if they could do it easily. I love to
I'm
know
just
the
more
roster,
so
but I definitely think
saying-
it can be done.
I'm just more so like his tweet is just, and again, like LAG, for example, yeah, they had shit online, but they got top 6 twice. It's just an example of like, bro, people need to take more risk. There are far too many dog shit players in the league that are retaining their spots because people are afraid to
Yes.
take risks. That is literally
Yes.
it. No one is guaranteeing that these guys that they take risk on are all of a sudden going to be game changers, but I'm willing to bet that most of them will either play the same, if not better, than some of the players on their current teams. And if they play the same, then whatever. Like you recycle them out. Like it is
Look,
what it is.
I see a lot of guys go into the league, and ultimately, man, I think Exceed needs to be back in the league, and I think he needs to have a little bit bigger of a stake because this guy just runs things in challengers all the time. Now, personally, that boy never beat me. I always smoked his ass, but I can't say that guy doesn't know how to win and how to make it. Yeah, I never lost to Exceed. I never lost to anyone except for Abuza and Scrappy. Like, those are the guys that always beat me, Abuza and Scrappy. Outside of them, Exceed, North Americans, nah, bro. Nah, not on land. Maybe online. But Exceed on land knows how to make winning. I don't want to make this about me. I keep yapping these and about me. It's too much. Exceed knows how to win Call of Duty matches. Give him the keys to make a winning Call of Duty team. This guy's been doing it in challengers for a very long time. I even saw him come on the flank about a month ago. Sam, you said just keep doing well.
I think
they got a 3-0 lead in the finals and they choked. Look, this is what I see. Exceed and Brack won the first event. Kremp and ASIM go to the league, right? What did Kremp and ASIM place at their next event, even though they won? Dead last, right? Dead last. Completely dead last. They didn't win a series on land. But Exceed and Brack are still sitting in challengers, and they went to the finals again with 2 brand new players again. And then
they're also AR players, but I mean that just goes back to the thing. It's like it's just hard to get in the league as an AR.
Nah, he is right. People are saying
people just don't like Exceed because of the way he acts.
Yeah, no, people are hating right now. People are
hating way too hard on results.
He actually is a good player, bro. He's a really good player. And there's a reason we got top 2 both events with 2 different teams. There was only the anomaly there was Exceed and Brack. Like they were the 2 players that were still there, and they played really well, bro. Like they did their thing for sure. Go ahead, Ben.
The biggest piece, 2 advices from not being a player, but from watching how teams get formed, how these teams break down, how they excel. Literally 2 biggest tips. One is if you get called up to the league, be the best teammate possible. Don't be a shithead. Don't be showing up late to practice. Don't be not watching VOD because you're gonna get dropped immediately. Be the best teammate you can. People respect the fuck out of you. The second thing is a lot of shit is all politics. You gotta listen. You gotta dick ride people. You gotta fucking be friends with everybody. You gotta try and work both sides.
No, don't dick ride. Stop the dick riding. Let's get results instead of dick riding.
You gotta dick ride.
I mean, it's easier
said
than done.
That is the worst advice I think I've ever heard, bro.
Don't dick ride. If you dick ride, I promise you ain't getting a spot.
I did the complete opposite.
Nah, that's actually that's just not true at all, bro.
Hell no.
What are you talking about?
There's so many top fucking 15 players on everybody's list that were excellent at that. Exactly what I'm talking about, bro.
Listen,
like, you're never gonna say that.
Bro. You got an alpha, bro. You just got to be an alpha, bro. You got to put yourself out there. If you're just quiet, your team gets shit on. You're gonna get sent to the fucking gulag. You got to get people on your side. It's not about dick riding. It's about literally showing your coaches, maybe showing some of the players on your team that you actually bring some value. That's literally it. It's not about dick riding.
I hear you, brother.
I'm just my point is like you have to acknowledge the political situation you're in and make the right decisions. Too many people just kind of I talk to number challengers players and just I'm just waiting to get picked up. And it's well, you hitting anybody up? You hitting GMs up? Or you hitting up key players and top teams and saying, yo, think about me if you're making a change. Get your name out there. You gotta do it yourself.
That's not dick riding.
I guess I didn't use the right phrase.
Yeah, you
but
didn't use the right phrase. I get what you're trying to say.
100%
networking.
You got to network, and you can't wait for us to talk about in this show, the breakdown to talk about it, watch party streamers, Twitter, fucking Breaking Point. You got to go out there and control the destiny yourself. And if you're just kind of along for the tide, brother, sometimes it's a low tide, and you're not going to be going out there.
Man, Scrappy's Scrappy's typing a lot right now, brother. He's typing a lot.
You just be really fucking good at COD, and people will notice it. That's pretty much that.
The right people, though, Stan. The right people have to see it, right?
Yeah. Unless you're an AR player, then you'll be
good. You just fucking perform in challengers. That's
what Exceed's been doing in challengers, right?
Sure. Well, he got farmed in the league. That's why people
sure. Yeah, but why did he get farmed in the league? Is the question you have to ask.
I'm not saying that's why. I'm saying that's why people
some of it's just a product of your environment, bro.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man. A lot of people have been there.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, I shared the map with Exceed. I 100-point clubbed OPTIC last year in a warm up at Toronto. It was a blast.
Oh wow.
It was fun.
Subtle flex there from Sam.
Yeah, on their best shit, Fortress Hardpoint. I remember that great time.
And then Seattle Surge, what's going on with those motherfuckers?
Poor
this is exactly what. So I'm confused about this other situation now. Hold on, can we talk about this?
To go for him,
bro.
Sure.
So what happened with? This is what I'm very confused about this Alec thing. He tweeted FA, they dropped him. Apparently, he's not allowed to go to the. He's not allowed to go to the facility, and they haven't yet. I don't know if they started scrimming or if they picked somebody up. Yeah, what's good, Scrap?
You guys are brain dead, bro. What am I hearing, bro?
What's up?
Bro,
Let's hear it.
bro, I'm hearing you have to dick ride. You should be DMing coaches, bro. What?
Nah, he misspoke.
Bro, if you have to
know what he
DM a
meant.
coach
You know
to
what
get
he
a
means.
spot,
You
you
know
are
what he
god
means.
fucking awful.
You know what he means, bro. You know what he means.
What it means?
There are plenty of.
Please pick me up into the wheel.
Not everyone's you, Scrap. Not everyone is you, Scrap. You gotta
Bro,
remember that.
even if you're not me,
everybody-
bro. Even if you're
not
not me,
everybody can
bro.
drop
If
a
you're
1-2 every
DMing
series and then
coaches,
they can-
you're awful. You're just awful. You're just.
Yeah, but you have an
Well,
opportunity.
then you know what? They
to
can beat
get a
you though,
spot by
Scrap.
doing that. Bro, it's just how I'm just telling you how it is. Whether or not you think they're good or bad for
Bro,
doing
how
it.
are
I'm
you
that
telling
that's
me
you
how
get
it
into-
is?
Because it is how it is. You're disputing that? You don't think
That
there's
you
people
should DM coach? You're just awful.
bro, that you're not answering my fucking question. There's a difference between awful and the fact that people have gotten on teams by networking. Correct. That has happened
Okay.
before. Plenty of times.
Who?
Almost I don't want to know say how many percentage of times over the course of years, but plenty, correct?
Bro, I don't know
Is it yes
one
or no
person.
question?
I don't
Yes,
fucking
no
know
question.
who DM. I don't know who DMs coaches. That's
Oh,
insane.
This is good.
Well, maybe DMing coaches isn't the right word. He's mainly saying
Coaches and
networking.
players,
There-
and I know it
you
happens
can't
multiple
deny-
times a year.
You can't deny
for
there
a
are players in the
fact.
league that are literally just like buddy with either certain coaches, managers, or players. That's literally that's all
100%.
Ben's saying. Ben's just fucking saying it specifically. You're taking it word for word.
Yeah. And I hear what you're saying, Scrap. Listen, it would be a great ideal world if people can let their gameplay swing and then the opportunities come, but that's just not how the fucking world works. Not how it works outside of COD. It's definitely how it does work out sometimes inside of COD.
I agree with networking, but the other fucking shit you said.
Scrap.
Yeah,
how-
no, the dick riding thing was
Scrap-
crazy. I agree with that. But I definitely
pick me up.
I didn't phrase that correctly, but you get my point.
I agree
bro.
with networking.
Yeah, that's why
Jacob,
I
look at this
lost.
too.
Yeah, I didn't
too.
phrase it correctly at all.
Okay. The other shit was wild. Absolutely wild.
Nah, he lost me with the dig riding, and then once he started explaining, I
The
got
whole
it.
chat lost. They were calling me B Diddy.
Nah,
Like
yeah,
what the?
yeah, they were hitting you with the
B
Ben
Diddy.
the Ben Diddy.
Because I'm just gonna say, dick riding gets you so far. It just gets you to a certain point. That's it. Like
Yeah.
you
I'm
might
saying,
get
then you gotta,
might
like-
get a spot, but you ain't
Dick
gonna
rides too
last.
hard and you'll see what
Well,
happens too. Don't be
That,
dick
that,
riding way
that,
too hard,
that
bro.
got back to my
Alright,
first
well-
point, Scrap, which is too many challengers players that I know have gotten called up to the league and they've been shitty teammates. That's how you're just not going to get called back. You get that opportunity, you need to be the #1 best teammate on that team.
Also,
And people
there's
respect the fuck out
there
of
is
you.
no squad you can make in challengers right now that's top 6.
No,
You watch
easily
Challenger,
top six.
Scrap?
You misheard him.
He
You misheard
doesn't
him,
watch
Thomas.
challengers.
So how would you know?
Exactly. He doesn't know.
Because every challenger, hold on, because the thing is, every challenger that's came in has just been dog shit.
Because these
Yeah, but
guys,
look at the situations
they
they're
don't
going
know
into.
what they're
Bro,
doing.
that's
Scrap.
not, bro. That's not like an
That's
excuse.
that's not true. Like you're like I'm gonna use LAG again as an example. They're not good, but I'm saying they got top 6, and all of them were outside of Adam, who's kind of grandfathered in. All of them were in challenges at one point and got
Bro,
picked up on
if-
teams. They
bro,
got some
if they went back to
experience.
challengers,
What
they'd
about
run it.
Gio? What about
Well,
Gio?
what
Yeah,
about
well, yeah,
Charlie?
but
Hold
Gio's
on.
good.
What about
Gio's
Charlie
good,
last
Scrap.
year?
Hold on.
Gio's
Of course
good,
they
but what
would
about
run it. Of course
about
they would
Charlie
run it now,
last year?
Scrap. But they got experience. I'm saying he's
Yeah.
Exceed's saying this terribly. He's saying now if they just played now.
Yeah.
No, if they got in, scrimmed a bunch of times, maybe gone to an event eventually, yeah, I'm sure they would. They could easily get top 6. I think the way he's wording it is fucking trash. I agree with you. If you're taking it
easily is crazy.
verbatim, easily is crazy.
Yeah. But to your point, Scrap, what about when you guys dropped Eli for Charlie last year? Charlie was in challengers grinding it out, and you picked him up, and you guys instantly won.
He was our sub.
Okay, but he was playing in challengers as a sub, correct?
Yeah, but he was still a sub though. Like I don't know how to explain. Like I'm not gonna go
He's a sub.
fucking snoop around and fucking try to get someone else other than Charlie. I'm not doing that.
I like
Charlie's
that.
on my team, so I'm gonna pick him up. Some of these people are signing sub players and then just not even picking them up. So
Oh,
what
yeah,
is the
I
point?
agree.
Man,
That's
Boston did
stupid.
that
Well,
shit
so
for
that,
3
and that's
years.
a different point, which I agree with you about. That's a
No,
different
wait,
point.
No,
That
your
doesn't
camp
sound
ignored
guilty, bro.
Pentagram for fucking 2 years. He finally gets his shot.
I'm mind blown that
Nah.
Pentagram has been in challengers this long.
I just
It
think I think we
blows my
I
mind.
agree. I agree. There's like you guys said that I agree with like people should be like testing challengers out. I agree, but like bro, there is not that as many people as you think that are
What-
good enough to be in the league.
What about Gwyn? What about Gio? What do you think those guys? You think those guys are good players, Scrap, or no?
Oh, they could be in the league, but I'm not saying every single person. I'm
I
just
know,
saying a lot of
you-
them.
you
Yeah,
gotta-
but you got to get through the shitters to find those types of players.
Hey,
though.
you gotta
know?
watch
Oh.
Challenger, Scrap. You gotta watch it.
Dude, why? What's the point?
Chat's making a good
Wait, hold
point.
on. Why do I have to watch challengers, Tommy?
But you don't.
You don't.
He doesn't mean you.
You don't have to.
No,
watch
you don't
it.
have
You don't because you're in a stable situation.
Yeah,
but
Scrappy, you're
Yeah.
off the fucking papaya, bro. I can tell. You're smoking
No,
that mulch. You
dude,
No, I'm
Ego
about to
Challenge
take a
is
fucking meth hit after hearing some of this shit.
Scrap is taking
Listen,
everything
last
that we're
example.
saying
This guy,
as
bro.
verbatim, like as it's
That-
said.
Jesus
He's not like
Christ.
actually
that's what he does.
understanding.
What last example? What about the Dan Ghosty situation last year with Optic? What are your thoughts on that? Obviously, he was not their sub. He was in challengers. and
Yeah,
they
Dan
called
got
him up
lucky
and
as
they were
fuck.
decent.
He got lucky.
He
Well,
created
lucky,
his own,
lucky
he
in
won
the
an
sense of the
MVP.
spot
Yeah,
open,
he
or
literally
lucky in the
was
sense
frying.
of like
Dan
did.
was
He got
frying.
lucky as
No,
fuck.
no, but what I'm saying, that has never happened where just a random challenger player just gets subbed into Optic. That's just not a like.
Yeah.
no
that
Optic
didn't
for
happen.
sure. You're not wrong.
He got
Well, I
lucky,
mean-
but he made a good
He had good
shit,
timing.
like
Yeah, but
good
over the
timing
years,
one.
people
Dan-
made
Dan-
like
Dan
people made
could've
quick
been-
climbs.
Dan could have been like another challenger player that got picked up onto a dog shit roster and got chewed out and chewed and
gonna be
spit
my
out
point.
immediately.
Exactly. Like he got picked up into a really good, like literally the best possible spot to be for a challenger player. So like his outlook on how he is as a person. Granted, he is disgusting. I'm not discounting his skill.
And
at
I
all, but,
also, bro, the other thing,
It
bro,
just
I
looks
think that
familiar.
some of these rookies don't understand the power they have.
100%.
What
Like,
do you
bro,
mean? Elaborate.
bro, I don't want to say any names, but bro, there is some players in the
Quinn.
league that, bro, that have keys, bro, but they're just scared and they
Quinn.
just think that they're a rookie, so they're not gonna say anything.
Gwen.
Ah.
I'll say it for you.
You think
Yeah.
you're talking about Gwen? And the
I don't know.
Carolina-
I'm just
I
saying
know
that-
he's
I'm
not
not-
I think he's making a generalized statement, but I think
I'm
winning.
just-
I
is
know
definitely
he's
in there.
talking about Gwen.
Why y'all pressing him
I'm
so
saying,
hard?
shut
Let him just
the
speak his
fuck up,
mind.
bro.
You know?
Yeah, you little dick rider. Sorry.
Yeah, you guys want to start answering some questions or what? Let's start.
Yeah,
bringing
let's
some
go. Let's go
people
to the
in.
next.
No, but I'm not even saying him. I mean, Gwen could be an example. Like just a lot of the rookies.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know
Yeah.
what
Lots
you're
of- lot of the
saying.
rookies.
Yeah, we know
I'm
what you're
just-
saying, Strap. Yeah, we get it. Yeah. Oh,
Listen,
Seattle. They want to
last-
talk about
last-
Seattle. I mean, I don't know what the
Hey,
fuck's
my
going
rookie
on.
of the
with
years
them.
in chat. What's
Yeah.
up, Gwen?
I don't
So
know
the
what's
Seattle
going on with
situation-
Seattle. I don't know.
So
I have
Seattle's
no
taking a
idea.
sweet time, bro. They did this.
They
They
always
did
do
the
this
major
shit.
one split. But I don't know if it's because they're not people's first option and like, you know what I'm saying? Now Dak was linked to the Minnesota situation and it seems like they're not picking him up. So I wonder if Dak's now maybe going to Seattle, but they've taken their sweet time with the roster changes after major
Bro, I'm gonna
one.
be honest,
Probably
bro.
doing it here
Seattle
too.
needs to go all in on the Awobobs like three stack. They just got to get Cobra in there. That guy was gross. I don't care. On challengers, he was good.
Yes.
They just need to do
Yeah.
it because, like, bro, their problem is gonna simply be like the language barrier, small talk shit. They got to go for a comfort pick, otherwise they're gonna get fucked. Like,
But
period.
what if that trio doesn't know how to play like the COD as a group required this level? They're just gonna get slammed.
then
isn't it?
what?
I mean, it's a risk,
it doesn't
right?
matter.
Why
If
would
they-
they what if,
already
though?
doing?
Who
Bro,
cares
as
about
much
what
as-
ifs?
As much as Dak and 04, whoever the fuck the rumors are, deserve to be in the league, they're gonna get thrown in that fucking team, and it's gonna be the same situation. Like,
Recycled
bro,
out.
just get Cobra, go in on your Awobob squad with Hook, or if you want to keep Hook, and then just pray. Like at that point, because you are royally fucked if you're Seattle in any other way possible, and you're gonna absolutely screw over Dak or 04 or any of these other players that you try to pick up because your system is fucking garbage.
Agreed.
All right.
Yo, this is really a
Red
generational
Sex
episode,
God mode
man.
might be crazy.
I know this episode's been
Bro,
fire. Let's
This is some good chairs.
pick somebody. I'm seeing a lot of like old names. I'm gonna try and pick some new names because I see a lot of people that I've seen here before. I want to get some new people in here, like Alfonso. He's got like that smiley face on a thumb right there. See what Alfonso's got to say.
Yeah. Wait, Tommy, Gwen tweet on the timeline you should take a look at.
There's a
That
Gwen-
is a
no-
great.
Oh,
man.
There's a Gwyn tweet on it right now.
Yeah.
A new one.
Yeah, go look at the gift he tweeted. It's a great gift choice.
All right, let's take a
Like
look.
Gwen's
here.
got to be watching this show because that's actually.
He is.
Yeah,
He's
he
in the
is.
chat.
Yeah,
He's in
he
the
is.
chat.
He's in the chat.
Okay, yeah, that's a Temple reference. It's so good.
That's hilarious. But we got a first guest, first question coming in from Alfonso. Alfonso, what's going on?
What's up, guys?
Oh,
up,
what the fuck? Alfonso, are you a
How's it
robot?
going?
Oh, jeez. What's
Good.
your question, Alfonso? Jesus Christ.
Hey, why is everyone dick riding, bro?
All right, Alfonso, get the fuck out of here. Alfonso, get the fuck out of here,
I
Alfonso.
have a real question. I have a real question.
Alright, what is it?
Alright,
What
I
is
have a
it?
real question.
What is it?
Alright.
Oh, can you
So,
fucking fix
like-
your mic at least?
He's got auto tune on. He's hiding his voice.
It's auto tune, bro.
All right. How's this begin?
All right, we're good.
We
Yeah.
good.
What's your
Speak.
question, Alfonso?
So, you see teams like Boston and the amount of resources they have, but they're still dog shit. and then you see Vegas or LAG, you know, they're kind of getting top 6, top 8. So why do you find that teams like Boston are just dog shit when they have way more resources?
Because the resources that they have.
No, bro.
Because the people that are fucking. The people that are working there have zero fucking idea what it takes to win, and they have terrible sense of talent outside of Doug. Sorry, Doug.
Chris, Chris, you think you could do better?
Fuck yeah, I could. I actually played the game and watched the game. These guys literally fucking. These guys spectate and don't even know what the fuck's going on the map. They can't even, dude. If they probably don't even know where the fucking spawns are. They're probably surprised every day.
My bad.
I want to hear what's on though. To be fair to Boston, let's look at the last couple of years.
We've been dog shit. Don't be fair to us. Don't be fair to us. We've been dog shit.
You made good progress the first year. Considering that roster formed last second, the first year they were in the league, and I thought they did a good job managing that whole situation. I thought last year they could have done it more positive fashion, and they didn't, and it's been downhill slide this year. They got to a level, but they haven't learned the right lessons from that level, haven't made the right personnel decisions, then yeah, that's where they're at right now.
And it's because
I just want to get that context. I think it's important because Boston has figured out at some point. They got to that losers final. I didn't think they were going to win it back in Vanguard, but they actually did build like a very good, solid team that was ahead of like 7.
Look at the strength of schedule who we're playing against, though, Ben. It's all about who you're playing too. Like, there's a lot of variables you're not looking at here when you're talking.
I know, but they still made the bracket run in Vanguard, is what I'm saying, though.
We beat like Florida Mutineers with Dave on it, right?
You can only, but that team was disgusting. That team would win land matches too, though. Like I know, what's your point? You think they got lucky getting that like?
Yeah, I think it was a lucky result.
Oh, I agree with Doug.
It wasn't a good showing in my opinion.
When
we got top 3 in Vanguard with
a losers final performance when they played like shitters in bracket. The only reason I think it's the one option is the organizational thing, whether that be coaches or just how you evaluate talent, is they've had every roster dynamic under the sun since they've been in the CDL. They've had an excess of kills, which was last year. They just had no clue what the fuck to do with them. They were like the most insane kill whore roster I've ever seen in my life last year. So that wasn't a problem. They still couldn't win. This year, they have what is the epitome of fundamentals with Preston and Austin. They still couldn't put it together. They've gone through 40 fucking sub players in the last 3 years in the CDL. They've had every type of player dynamic, and the only consistent thing throughout all of these roster cycles has been the coaches and the people in the organizational level of the Boston Breach. And that is the only constant. They've had every type of roster dynamic possible under the sun, and they still can't put it together.
Which is why I'm so confused, and I want to see when it comes out. Of that dynamic, if you're cleaning house, why are we not fully cleaning house? Why is the one assistant coach on the roster the one that's going?
Well, then maybe those guys aren't like severely involved with like team performance. Maybe like some of them are just there for like what's it called, team culture stuff, or like stats. Like everyone has their role.
Josh was their assistant.
Josh is probably the most. Well, I'm gonna be honest. Like, if I'm looking at the coaching staff, as like a player, I probably value Josh's opinion more than I valued Zed's opinion as a player. I'm not gonna lie. I think Josh was a smarter player, and he probably was a better player during his peak. So, he probably had a lot more input than you might think. I could be wrong, but at least I would value Josh's opinion much more. So,
I mean, my feeling on it, and this is why I want to know if it was an internal thing. Maybe Josh was making mistakes, and he's got to be held accountable. But at the end of the day, the team starts and begins, at least on the front office side, with that head coach and that GM. And I'm just very confused why, if someone's got to go as part of this poor performance going all the way back to middle last season, why is it an assistant coach and not like people above that? It's very confusing to me.
All right,
this isn't like an Eagles fire your DC because the defense is playing bad type situation, But maybe he was in charge of S&D, and that's why the S&D was poor. I'm not really sure.
Let's move on. Let's get a new question here. Let's bring in who's somebody that we haven't brought in. Who's some new faces?
Bring in Flameberg.
Okay, I like that.
Flameberg.
You guys are actually comedy, bro.
Yo,
what's going on, Flameberg?
what's going on?
What's your question?
I mean, you guys have been bringing up a little bit about how these organizations analyze like challengers players. So why? I mean, first of all, we don't know who every roster or organization is like. Who is the person that's looking at challengers? So why is first question is, why don't we like out these motherfuckers and like, yo, you don't know how to analyze shit. So like, why are these organizations not moving people around inside the organization to
That's not a
look
thing.
at?
We've been trying
Is it
to.
not-
It's
That's not a thing.
Because
Well,
not
obviously they don't care. I mean,
They don't
The only
have. They don't
people-
have
it-
a.
It's on the onus of the individuals within the organization. It's not just like some set your challengers guy
I
title.
get
or
that. I get
or-
that.
Yeah,
But, like,
it's on the players and the coaches and the people that watch COD on a day-to-day basis. But that ties back into my point of, yeah, I can look at arrows on a mini map and tell you what people are doing, but can all the people that are working, that are making decisions within the CDL doing that? No, they fucking can't. So when they go and look at challengers and try to scout talent and try to look at these things, even if they don't do, or if they do that, which the off chances they aren't, if they are, they probably still don't have the knowledge required to make informed decisions on the shit that they're actually watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just curious, like how we've been like. There's some organizations that have been on the bottom for multiple years, and then they just. I mean, they're not changing anything, and it's making the CDL look horrible because it's a top heavy.
Some of them don't have the like financials to do so, and they're probably just like they don't really care because they're just
They just don't give a
waiting to get
fuck.
out. And
Every
then
team
others-
has the financials to do so.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I'm
what
gonna be
saying
honest,
is
this
they
is-
don't care to put more
There you
into
go.
it or get them to do it. But
All right,
also,
I'm gonna also say something.
go ahead.
Yeah.
If I'm a player, okay, this could be me. I don't know. You can ask other players in other situations, but bro, if my coaches just came to me and said, "Yeah, we're picking up this guy," I'd be like, "Bro, what?" I would be like,
Yeah.
"Bro, I'd rather play with people that I want to play with. I would be the one that go to challengers and find someone that looks good. Like, I'm not just gonna have someone just go find someone."
You
Because
deserve
what's
that.
going-
You deserve that respect, though, Scrap, because you're
Bro, but
Scrap.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna keep a player on your team, you should be going to your player and asking, like, "Bro, who do you want to maybe play with?" No matter
yeah,
who
you
it is.
should do that too.
Yeah,
100%.
I was-
Some
I was
teams
actually
don't even
gonna
do
mention
that.
there are-
Some teams don't do
But
that.
some teams
there-
definitely better. Like, I just know they're just picking up, trying to they're throwing
I was
shit at a
gonna
wall. We
say,
say over
yeah,
here.
that's what I'm
So
saying.
player-
So a lot of teams in this, I want to give this insight. A lot of teams in CDL, right? You have a sort of endemic head coach, usually former player, assistant coach, or GM, and they're sort of the brain trust. And then you have obviously money in the orgs coming from elsewhere. And those ownership groups really fall into two boxes. There's one box of owners who I think will want access to scrims to make sure that the information and the advice they're getting from the coaches in the front office is correct and they're not full of shit. And they have a path for the players to hold the coaches accountable if the players aren't doing correct. And unfortunately, there are a couple of teams in the league where that's not the case. The owners don't really care. And I think on a lot of those teams, the players don't speak up enough about how the conditions on the team really aren't, the best. So I think hopefully keep, ownership groups, all of them start to really hold their coaching staffs accountable and not just listen to what they're saying is the gospel.
I'm not gonna lie. If you're not a top 4 team, or you're a team that is like, even if you're like doing decent for a while, as soon as you see your team starts to notice like bad performances, I would not only go and watch challengers, but if I actually had players that like maybe fit that role of a player that I'm potentially seeing an issue with, I would literally personally request for their VOD and I would watch their tournament gameplay and I would watch it and I would do that due diligence. I'm not saying pick me up or anything. I'm saying they should do that because there's just, I don't know, I feel like it's so easy to do. Also, the players should definitely be watching because, again, like Scrap said, if the players are watching, they actually have an understanding of how to play, like they will probably understand who's actually good in the challengers pit. So when asked if you're potentially making roster changes, they actually have a good opinion of, who's out there.
Yeah.
Dude, this is
it's
a
on
small thing
everyone.
Before the CDL, and I think Chris and Tom, you could probably attest to this. The reason that I think former players are held in such high regard as coaches for everyone in chat, I know you guys have a divided opinion on that, is prior to the CDL, the best scouts of talent were players. Like we would play these people. There was basically a rookie class every season. You guys would come up.
Yeah.
And every year there would be new players that come in, and those players were playing eights. Those players were like in the circle of the pros prior to the league, and we had such a good grasp of like talent and how those like rookies played that every year there was always like 3 to 5 players that would come up that were fucking godlike. And it was a consistent thing every year until the CDL happened. And now I think now that all these people are fucking, in charge making uninformed decisions, like that stopped happening. But like looking at AW, it was me, Temp, Donnie, and Kyler. Like that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Or me time TJ and Kyler, excuse me. Like there's just so many rookie classes.
Think about Call of
throughout
Duty
the year.
Ghost, Sam. Who was Ghost?
Yeah.
Me, Formal.
It was you, yeah.
There was
There's
other.
just-
There was a
there's
lot of
just-
people in that.
Black
shit,
Ops,
bro.
Black Ops 4 was a really good
players
year.
were
There were a
such
lot
a
of good
good
players that
evaluator.
year.
I remember Ghost had
So,
a
like-
lot of them. I just don't remember who they all were, but there was a shit.
I
ton
There
of
was
think-
just,
I think-
and that's why I think player coaches are held in such high regard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. And it doesn't necessarily mean
sir.
that every player is going to be able to transition into an effective role in a front office, whether it's a coach or an executive.
But the thing is,
But there are a lot, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you look at Atlanta FaZe is a good example. Like, I think a lot of the reason why that team formed is around Chris Crowder. Like, it's not like Simp and Abizi didn't get a million fucking offers, year zero when United wasn't going to stick together. They believed in what Chris is building. And I think that's why, that's why people kind of center around that type of stuff. So I really hear you on that,
We
Sam.
should have got a BC
Also-
going into Black Ops 4. Thanks, Ben.
I know,
You
we
fucking
should've.
asshole.
I was also
Yeah,
gonna
blame me
mention-
for that bitch and not fucking ownership. All good.
Also, a lot
I'm
of the
just a
stuff
fucking middleman,
nowadays.
bitch.
A lot of the stuff nowadays where certain players can go out there and show their skill, which allows these other pros to kind of evaluate their talent. A lot of that stuff is gatekept nowadays, and some of it doesn't even exist. Pro 8s, they don't play 8s anymore. They play S&D 8s, yeah, sure, but they don't play as a respawn 8s. And even then, when they do, they only want pros or people that were formerly pro. So players that are up and coming sometimes just won't even get an opportunity. I think the BPL was trying to remedy that situation by introducing some players, but then obviously other players were against it. So not only is it on like the coaching staff and stuff like that and the managers to kind of like pay attention, but like a lot of the stuff that these other players could kind of get involved with now are gatekept or don't happen anymore because people will have egos. So it's a player problem too, dude. Because like back in the day, bro, well, this is like way back in the day. We used to play 8s with like almost
Not
any
my
competitive
problem.
player that we kind of knew. Like, dude, back in the day, 8s were fucking popping. Like even like Black Ops 2, we used to just have hella people just playing every night, and some of them weren't even like super top tier pros, but like we would still give them a shot because we just wanted to play. And some of them made a name for themselves off of that stuff and ended up getting opportunities. So,
I mean, bro,
I don't know. It's on the players
Preston
too.
made a name for himself and fucking I think he was banned from IWA. It's because of how good he was.
Well, it goes down to
was
money there,
banned.
Chris, because think about it. If you get into the pro league and you're not a scrappy, so I don't want to hear what you got to say right now, Scrap, because not everyone is you. If you're not a scrappy and you get into the league and you get a $130,000 contract for 1 year, you're going to sit there and do everything humanly possible to protect your money. You're going to say whatever you have to say, do whatever you have to do to make sure you protect your money. So there has to be people that can filter through all that bullshit and say, okay, this is what's the best move, simply put. And I think that that's what's happening. Money ruins everything, Chris. So we got to figure out a better way to make it better.
Yeah, I had
Scrap,
to
what was
exceed
Scrap going
the-
to say? Wait, what was Scrap going to say?
Go ahead, Scrap.
What was I gonna say?
I don't think he was gonna say anything.
No, he tried to talk
I'll
before.
go.
It's all good.
All good.
ahead, man.
One more point. Exceed actually DM'd me, so I didn't even think about this. That another kind of effect of the CDL era is that the pros play on the esports build, and sometimes the esports build's on a different patch from challengers. So in the beginning of the
I
season,
hear I just hear a lot of bitching, bro. Like, damn.
no, yeah, it's not. This isn't an excuse. I mean, I think there's a fair point that like once you get to this point of the season, in the beginning of the season, your pro teams playing amateur teams, and they're getting those scrims. But we get to this point of the season, they're 2 patches behind the challengers. That's a
I
level
get
of
it,
activity.
I get
they
it,
don't
bro.
have
I get
before.
it. But on a real note, bro, we got people who've been in the league 4 times just complaining, bro. Like, bro, I don't know what to
Bro,
fucking
who
tell
talking
you.
About? Who you talking
You're
about?
just ass.
I agree with Scrap.
Scrap
Just shut your
hates-
mouth and do your
Scrap
job.
hates Succeed, bro.
Yeah, why do you hate Exceed
It's
so
not,
much?
no,
Why
no,
do you hate him so
I
much?
don't. It's not even that I hate the kid. I don't because you have people who've never been in the league and they don't say a fucking word. Okay, like
That's
they don't
true.
say
I
a
get it. I
word.
get what
Like
you're saying.
that's just like holy shit.
That's also a problem. They need to speak the fuck up. There's a lot of people that I feel
Dude,
Yeah,
they're
I
grinding
mean,
until they get their
Didn't
shot,
Exceed
and when
beat
they
you
get
there?
their
Didn't
shot,
Exceed
if they
beat you
get,
though, Scrap? Didn't he
And
beat
some
you?
of
I
those
don't give a
players-
fuck where we at now. I don't give a fuck.
and some of those players.
But
will
what do you
never
want
get-
Exceed to do?
Some of those players will never get their shot.
I mean,
What's-
bro, like
what's the
you
goal?
have no choice, bro. You have no choice. You sit there, you
He can
be
beat you
quiet.
twice.
You had your chance. You had your chance. Now you keep, and he didn't win, bro. You keep playing until you win. You win everything. Now I'm standing up. Like I don't even know why I care this much.
Bro,
There's
bro,
al-
you
there's
cared
also-
as much because Exceed probably shit on you on land one time and was yelling at
He
you or
did.
some
He
shit.
beat him at
Yeah.
Bango
He
Champs.
beat him, right? Yeah, he beat him. Yeah, I can tell. I
No,
can
I'm
listen.
Scrap's got a good ego.
Yeah, he's
That's
good.
the problem.
Exceed needs to
That's
get
a good
picked
ego.
up for this reason right now.
I want to make something clear real quick.
All right, go ahead, Exceed. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, here he is.
Talk
Let's go.
your
Go.
shit.
So
Go!
So you,
Go!
you can
You're a
talk about,
pussy.
you can talk about, right? Hang on, I gotta mute the flank. I can't hear. Yeah.
Mute
No,
that
it's all good.
shit.
It's all good.
Mute that
Lock
shit,
in, lock
bro.
in.
Okay, so you're talking about people being in the league multiple times, bro. You literally got put into Toronto. That is completely different than half of the other fans.
There's a difference. I'm not ass.
Yeah, okay. I'm not saying you're ass or not ass. I'm saying that there's
Okay.
other players that aren't put into as blessed situations. I'm not saying that you're blessed. Obviously, you're a good player. But my point is that there's been multiple other players that can easily hang in the CDL, get thrown into fucking absolutely dog shit situations, and then it fucks them. You can't disagree with that.
Nah, that's facts.
I feel like you could see through the dog shit.
Correct.
I mean, you can say that all you want, but I mean that's just not true.
I think it is. This is the same.
I mean, it might not be true to
to
like the people that are actually picking people up, but the players can see it. The players know who's good.
I mean, sure.
Not when your entire team is recycled out.
That's what
Like,
Bro, what do you mean? How are you gonna tell me I'm fucking playing these people? What are you talking about?
no, but I'm saying like.
Yeah, but you're
saying,
playing
like,
the same teams. You're playing the same teams that have the same recycled players over and over, and then they're bringing in amateur players, one player at a time, every year, thinking it's going to make a difference, like it's not this fucking players that are getting recycled over and over again. It's not the fucking...
This is the... You finish.
No, go ahead. Because, I mean, what I'm just going to say
this is the same conversation we had, like, whenever you were on the show last time. It's like, yeah, it's a double-edged sword, bro. I agree that there are players that get thrown into the fucking spin cycle with dog shit teams and dog shit systems, and they get fucking chewed up and spit out. But on the other hand, you have players that get thrown into dog shit systems and still perform and still play well and show promise to continue their career in the CDL. So, like, I think that there are good players that can come in and like play well, or great players, can come in and play well, show promise, and move on. And then there are good players who come in, get chewed up, and get spit out. So I think like both you guys are arguing, and both things can be true simultaneously.
But that's strictly because of gameplay style.
Yeah.
Hold on, can I just say something real quick, Caden? I think Exceed is trying his absolute best to not throw any of his teammates he played with in the league under the bus, and I could attest with Exceed here. I think Exceed is a phenomenal player that can win in the league, and I don't think he's a scrappy. I'm just going to say that straight up. You're not going to drop a 1.3 every single map and be the most impactful player in the team. You are absolutely a winning piece on a winning team, though, and I believe that to be true. I also think that players like Exceed deserve more chances simply because of how consistent he's been playing and performing in challengers, and I think players like that should get more opportunities.
I agree, but it's just a case by case thing.
Doug loves Scrappy, man.
Scrapp's my favorite. Ernie's my favorite.
It's just a case by case thing, bro. Like it's an unfair reality. Like there are great players who come in, like I said, like I mean Gwyn this year, like his team is fucking my ass, but everyone with a brain that knows anything about COD can see that he's a fucking insane Call of Duty player. But yeah, they're not winning every series. But you can know that.
What about Lins, bro? What about Lins? What about Lins? I don't gas you. What about Lins?
Gwyn was my rookie year, so I gassed him instead.
But that's also another problem, though. You're like basically making it seem like every player that has to come in has to be basically an undeniable player. Not you. But I'm saying, like, the way it is, you have to be an undeniable, like godlike player in order to even survive in the league. When you have so many mediocre other people that are still keeping their spots year after year. When again, like I've said this before, like when it comes to the main AR issue, if you recycled some of these other old ass ARs or shitter ARs that are playing terribly for a challenger AR, for example, you give that challenger AR player some experience, I guarantee they either play the same, if not better, than some of these people that have been in here for such a long time. And that's the problem with players like Exceed is they don't get that opportunity where they're like Exceed's traditionally been a sub player for most of his career. So most of the time he gets in, right? They're a part of a dog shit system, and he's going to be the first one to go out because of his role. And it's the AR players that continue to keep their spots and stuff like that and just sit there.
Yes.
When they are also a part of the problem. And if this year isn't a prime example of them having been a problem for multiple years, I don't know what is, because a lot of people have been retaining their spots for way too fucking long when they've been fucking terrible because people are afraid to take risks.
It's because this game dynamic is so drastically different where your sub was your
I agree with that too.
Your subs were your win condition in previous years, and this year you're running 4 ARs, and if your ARs are shit, guess what? You're getting fucking exposed because you can't shoot straight.
That's the thing, though, is like it's way more prevalent now and easier to see, but it's been a problem for fucking years. They've just gotten away with it for longer because their roles have been technically less impactful, but they're still fucking impactful. They're still meaningful. They still contribute, and they haven't been contributing, and no one's made a change.
And then they cry about it to keep their salary and their money, and it's like
that role. No, the man AR is easy to be good at. It's very hard to be great at. That's
I have
just all it is.
I have two things to say real quick.
Sam, you are awful.
Two things to say real quick.
0-5. I dead ass
You
win
are
one with my
awful.
eyes
What
closed.
happened round
Bro,
one, bro?
You dead ass shot bodies and didn't win one.
What
You are
happened round
horrific.
one, bro? What
You are
happened round
fucking
one?
terrible. You are so shit. You needed my teammate to win you an event. You are terrible.
I got second. What'd you get?
First ring.
That was
You're bragging
2
about
years ago.
second
That
now,
one I
Scrap? Hold up.
played.
You're bragging about second, Scrap? Hold up, bro. Hold up,
No,
bro.
no,
That's
only to Sam.
wild.
Only to Sam because he got choke
That's
slam
about
round one.
second.
insane. Holy fuck.
Only
Wait,
to Sam because he got choke slam round
All
one.
good.
Scrap, what are your opinions on Kiz as a player?
Kiss?
Yeah.
I think Kiss is pretty good.
Okay, why is he not a prime example then?
Of what?
Pretty good. What?
He literally went into the
This is
league
really good.
on Paris, right? Paris in NW19. And this is no disrespect to Kiz. He did not play good on that Paris team. And so he bounced down to challengers. He bounced down to challengers, and now he's
no.
team because he's fucking good, but he's not necessarily a player that's going to go and drop a 1.3 every series. What he does is make fucking winning plays. There's a difference in those players. And what I'm saying is if Kiz got put into fucking Vegas 2 years ago, he's going to be in a completely different situation than he is now.
100%.
And so you're
yeah, okay.
I feel like arguing the fringe case though is not.
Yeah,
the
but like,
place.
okay, like I don't. What do you want me to like? Okay.
Damn.
Wait, can I wait, I just want to add to Kaden's point.
Oh,
because
bro,
I know
like
what-
this
Get
shit,
his
bro,
ass, succeed.
bro,
Get his
shit,
ass.
bro, what? Shit is just unfair, bro. Like, it doesn't work like that. Like that's like what?
It is.
No,
unfair.
but
But hold on, wait. Let me,
Narrative
Kaden,
was
let me
right.
stop. Let me stop, Kaden, because I want to add to your point, because I was in a lot of calls every night during that season. Every night with Kismet one-on-one, every single night. And the only thing Kismet was saying in my ears, probably things you were saying right now, Kaden, yo, Doug, this is some bullshit. I can't believe I'm in this situation. It's some bullshit, but there's nothing I can do about it. I just got to be undeniable, and I'm just going to try to be undeniable every day and just try to be the best I can to win as much as I can. So to add to your point, Kaden, what have you been doing in Challengers? Can you say it out loud?
winning everything, basically.
Just about, right? Except for the last, hey, you get some slack. You
Go.
get some slack for that.
It's tough.
You get some slack for that.
He's been winning.
No, all
games.
right. The other thing is,
Look at
I
your
didn't
FC
watch
Black
MW.
jersey.
I don't know
Let's go,
MW.
see.
His
I
was-
can't
I
even
mean,
answer that
He
question.
did say that, Jack. Kiz did say
He
that
was
to me. He
good
can
at
confirm that if you
Also,
want to ask him. He did say
the
that.
Paris team
Super.
situation was egregious, bro. Fucking
That whole-
egregious.
Compared to my LG team last year. Let's have a fair fucking comparison.
Yeah.
Okay, he was dog shit. He got back in the league and won. Like I don't know what like he like.
So your point is, my point here is that I'm arguing is that I'm doing exactly what fucking Kiz did over the last couple years, and I'm doing exactly what he did, and my fucking second chance here isn't fucking coming
Bro,
around it, and I'm
second chance.
sorry.
You've had fucking three
I have
chances.
I've
What do
not had 3 chances. Where are my fucking 3 chances?
Bro,
And
you are a pro in
in-
MW.
W19, I didn't play the entire year because of the fucking stupid substitute rule. First of all, let's make this clear, okay?
Yes.
That rule was fucking bullshit. Every single sub player knows it was bullshit. That was a fucking void year. I didn't play the
I
game.
got violated by that. I got violated by that, bro.
All right. And then
Brought in last year, our team was fucking dog shit. We begged for roster changes. It never happened. You can't blame the players for that.
okay,
Facts.
oh,
That's
that's
facts.
one year. Okay, okay. Then you got a chance in Cold War. Am I wrong?
No,
You're not in Cold War?
no.
No, he was on
I
LG
don't
Academy.
fuck, bro. Okay, you're acting like I know. Like, bro.
Well,
You were a pro last year. You were a pro in MW. You
But
were
you
a
just
pro
had 3
fucking.
chances. I never had 3 chances.
All right, you had 2, bro. Like I don't know.
I
Like
had
fucking,
one. I had one. Doug can account to that.
bro. One. You were on the bench for another one. Like I don't know what fucking.
No.
That's not.
So
like,
here, listen. The MW. Okay, listen. I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened.
Okay,
in MW
okay, all right,
because,
all right. I don't
listen,
get. You
I
had
don't-
one, okay? Even you had one, bro. You're gonna have to sit it, bro. Like you're gonna have to give it a little. Like you're gonna get recycled. Like people are gonna pick up the new people, like on teams. When you pick up 2 people, they're gonna pick up the 2 new people that are just winning.
Okay,
They're
okay.
not gonna pick up you.
But your point is, and let's say that I don't know anything about any roster changes that are happening. Okay, let's pretend that nobody knows what's happening. There's players that are getting picked up. I'm not going to say who that are getting picked up that I beat on LAN that we're not even close. Have not won anything this year.
All
Not
right,
even
bro. They're
close
gonna
to
be
winning anything.
fucking ass,
So then why are they getting picked up?
bro.
Bro,
It doesn't
wait,
matter
hold
if
on.
you get picked
Hold
up.
on.
Your team's
You
gonna
guys-
be ass. Whoever that guy is gonna pick
You
up,
guys-
he's gonna be ass, bro. It's tough luck, but like this year, bro, they're picking shit up, throwing it at a wall. If it sticks, they fucking leave it.
Bro,
Like, bro, that's just facts, bro.
Crap,
Like,
but
I'm gonna be honest.
My argument is not with you. My argument is not with you. It's the fact that you're defending that side of it that makes no sense.
He's not defending it. He's just
No,
telling you
defending what?
exactly how it is.
He's
He's
not
not defending
defending
it. He's
anything.
just telling you exactly how it works. And that is what we are trying to stop from happening on this show. That is why people like me, people like Sam, we fucking absolutely roast not just the players, but we roast the fuck out of this management, the coaching staff, the fucking owners of all these leagues, because they quite frankly are fucking dumb. They don't know what the fuck they're watching.
I'm not arguing anything. I'm just letting you know it's just how it is, bro. Like everyone's gonna be dog shit.
All right, well, let's move on. Let's ask the next question. Exceed, I appreciate you hopping in. Scrap, I appreciate you guys hopping in. We're gonna move on to the next question.
Fuck up, man.
We're gonna move
Got
on
me
to
heated now.
But relax, man. Take a deep breath.
Guys,
all right?
standing. He's about to bump his head on the ceiling. Long neck
Exceed,
fuck.
what you do to this guy, bro?
I plead the fifth.
All right, guys, let's move on. All right, we'll have to my
Honestly,
audience.
last thing you say, I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't care.
That's good. I'm happy you don't care.
I don't care.
Because it's very entertaining.
Deep down inside, we know you carry.
I don't care. No, honestly, I don't care anymore.
They don't give a fuck. Nobody gives
You
a
guys,
fuck.
you're baiting me. You're baiting me into this. Now, like,
Nah,
you're baiting me
he
in.
cares. He just puts on the little tough guy facade.
No,
man.
I
We
actually
know- we
don't.
know-
I
we
promise you, I don't.
Let's bring in DJ.
Nah, he does, bro. Ernie's a pussy on the
I don't.
inside.
Sam, you got fucking slammed last year. Relax there.
Hey,
Last
DJ,
year.
welcome to the flank,
Won't even
DJ.
sniff
Welcome,
me, brother.
welcome, DJ.
Oh, what's
Appreciate
up?
you. What's
Thanks for
going on,
having
man?
me.
Yeah, of course, DJ, of course. What's your question, brother?
My question would be, for pretty much everyone in here, is there like a specific moment in your COD career or like an event or something that completely changed like the way you thought about Call of Duty or the way you like performed in the future?
Every
Ooh, that's a good
event,
question.
yeah, it is a
How
really
far
good
ago that
question.
I mean, like, is there like a
Is there one that
You
opened
said
up
getting
my
the
eyes?
loaded
sort of
champs?
moment? Yeah,
I
like
got 5 out of champs. I said, fuck me.
Are you trying to say like is
Fair.
it like worth it to continue to play? Is that where you're trying to go with this, Joven? I'm just
Yeah,
trying to
crazy.
like here.
so, like I played sports in college, and like there was like a specific moment my
Chad, it's a
freshman
good
year
question,
where
Chad.
like when I played with like against some other players, I was like, holy shit, these guys are all like insane. Like compared to like I was really good in high school, and then when I got to college, I was obviously like super humbled because there was just a lot of other, like everyone was on an equal playing field at that point. Like everyone was really good. So I was just wondering if there was like a welcome to league
A
sort of
reality
moment.
check?
Yeah, something like
Nah,
that.
I don't know. My mindset was way different when I was coming up, bro. I'll be honest. Like I always watched the pros and just always like mentally, I always just thought I was just better than them or just as good as them. So I never really had like a eye awakening. Like, I never had like an opening. Like I never like went to an event, got like slammed, and was like, whoa, like this is what it's
Yeah,
like.
well, like
You know
a lot
what I
of you
mean?
guys,
I
you
never
guys-
really, you
you
know
guys
what I
came
mean?
in and dumped.
If you can't tell, the Flank X Pro code hosts are not the most humble when it comes to their gameplay.
Well, that's,
They're all spamming 4 and 23, but we know the story.
you guys
man.
don't have to be humble.
We
though.
know the
You're all
story.
fucking
Come on.
champions.
We're not doing this.
I mean, this isn't necessarily an
We're not
event,
doing
but
this.
after I was pretty much done like in the pro league, and I was going through challengers
Fucking
back in like
assholes.
Modern Warfare. Like after like spending a couple of years down there, it didn't really alter my perspective in terms of my own gameplay, but it just kind of opened my eyes to how hard some of these players worked, and how much effort they put into kind of like trying to become a pro, because it reignited a little bit of passion in me when I was still competing. Because back then, obviously, like being a recycled pro back in challengers, I kind of just like thought I was just going to go in there and like run shit and I can just play the game. But then like, you know, you had players on certain teams that were just putting in a lot of extra work, and it's like, wow, you know, there's a lot of people that kind of really want it, and it kind of just, I guess, reignited that for a while. So that's kind of, I guess, one for me, but I don't know if anyone has anything extra.
Seattle. That shit sucks.
Seattle.
Just the whole experience.
I'm from
That shit was
Seattle, so
ass.
I was buying the Surge
Yeah,
pack right away in MW19.
Yeah, no, I wish that shit never happened. But yeah, I mean, I
Hey, you
want an
shot
event
straight though.
every year.
Yeah.
I want an event every year until that year as a professional, and then yeah, shit hit the fan. But
Well,
yeah, that was
listen,
cool.
well, listen,
That was
Sammy
cool.
stacked
Well-
those L's, and then you went to LA Thieves, and the rest is history from there. So
Yeah.
That's the
I
goal.
sold
is
my
to
soul
win.
for
That's the goal, is to
champs.
win every single year. That was always the goal too for me. Like it started with Ghost, and
Yeah.
then AW, and then Black Ops 3. We didn't win that year, and I was like, man, that pissed me off. Like that really fucking pissed me off going into the next one. And then my hand went, and then I broke my hand.
Yeah, that's
So it'd be
unfortunate.
like that. But I mean, anybody else got anything, Doug? You wanna? Anybody else got anything to say to DJ?
When you get to
or-
that point, yeah, DJ, like personally, I think everyone on this panel never had that moment when they came in because we all kind of knew we were going to make it. in a way because we obviously won before. But if you're in a situation where you get that reality check and it hits you like a brick wall and you're like, damn, I'm ass. That's when you have to make that choice. How much harder do you want to work? And you have to be honest with yourself and how hard you're actually working, because I think a lot of these players here all did the same thing. We all put in a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of passion and a lot of risk. So if you're not taking that same amount of time, passion, effort, and risk, you need to evaluate yourself and check yourself to see if it's a path that you want to take.
Ben, the floor is yours.
What is this question relevant to me? Move on. What?
Well, is there maybe there's an event in your life that changed how you do things?
Was there ever somebody that you played in COD that you were like, wow, like, yeah, there's no shot. There's no shot I'm competing with this.
Ben, did you ever want to be a professional Call of Duty player?
No.
Never?
Cap.
No. I started watching the scene. I was already like, what was it? I started watching in like 2012, 2013. I was already in like my mid 20s, like doing IT stuff. I mean, I watched it.
What does that make
like,
you,
oh, it's kind of cool.
41?
Yeah, 41. Haha, very funny.
What about Ben? This can relate in other things. Think about FIFA. Can you think of somebody in FIFA who just fucking slams you every time you play him?
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Let's
Maybe a
move
guy
on.
that went 4-23.
Yeah. Think about the lights. Nose.
Unlucky.
Luigi. All right, DJ. Appreciate you. Thank you for hopping in, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Yes, sir, brother. Take it easy.
Good night.
I think when Ben finally jumped into that brick wall in Karachi, he kind of had an understanding that he just wasn't going to be a pro player.
Third eye, bro.
Let's do one more because we've been going for a minute now, bro. Let's do one. Who should we get, guys? It is a long ass episode. We'll talk about that.
You pick it, Tom. One more. You pick it.
You guys got me dragged in here by saying some brain dead shit.
Bro, no one asked you in here, dumbass. Shut up.
No. It's just when I'm sound whoring and I hear you got a dick ride to get in, like
you don't got to chill,
bro. Hold on. Drag Karma in here. That's him. He requested to speak.
Where?
Here we go.
He's down there. Karma. It's the great. That's actually him.
All right, Johnny. You can stick in here, Johnny. Hello. What's up, Damien? What the fuck is your avatar? Is that a grandma doing the fucking floss?
Yeah, you like when I talk? He be moving. He be moving. Look at her move. Look at her move. She goes side to side.
No way. Hey, David, what's up, man?
What do you got to talk about? Let's go.
What do I have to talk about?
Yeah, what's good?
Oh man, bro. Honestly, some of your faded takes, like all of you guys, dude, it's crazy. It's kind of crazy.
Let us know.
Bro, like, is this like the most talented and the best the CDL's ever been?
No.
Oh, wait, really? Think that?
No, it's top heavy. Every other team is fucking abysmal besides like one. You think this is the most talented it's ever been?
What would have been the most even year, you think?
Most even year. I don't really know. I haven't thought about it that way. But you
Honestly,
think this is
I had something good to talk about like 30 minutes ago, and then I forgot.
David, you're coaching one of the most talented teams in the league and one of the best teams in the league. And as a competitor, you know how it is to not accept anything other than being the best.
Chesty and Vanguard. I won a ring in the most fucking talent stacked season.
We get it,
ever.
Sam.
I must be him, bro.
Let him have his moment, Tom. Let him have his moment. No, Damon, you're ultra competitive, Damon. I mean, you're coaching one of the most talented rosters, and you're probably just looking at these other talented teams, like, okay, how do we get a little bit of separation on them? So, I think that's just your competitive spirit, man.
I think if you're at the top, this is the most competitive season for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think if you're on Optic, New York, FaZe, or Toronto, this is by far the most competitive season, bro. You got 3 teams that could beat the fuck out of you at any moment.
Yeah, facts. It's tough.
There was separations within even in Vanguard. Like there were peaks and valleys with teams like this year, bro. Anyone could be in the top 4.
Bro, I can't believe you just said that. I knew I heard it somewhere, and I don't remember where, but I was like, somebody just disagreed with your take a little bit ago, and it was ingrained in my brain. I'm looking at our DMs right now. This year is the worst in the CDL I've seen. Nobody knows how to play other than like top 4.
Let's go.
Laughing emojis from David Barlow.
We're exposing?
That's insane.
What do you mean?
That's actually
federal as fuck, bro.
I was trying to see what you were gonna say.
So you were trying to bait me into like.
Oh
Wait,
Wow.
no, because no,
Crazy.
listen, because like I don't know, bro. I just hate like seeing shit sometimes you guys be talking about, and like I was thinking that I don't know. We just always hear about how everyone's so good and like these people couldn't have done this and they couldn't have done that, but like, bro, and dude, I'm telling you, 30 minutes ago I would have been able to talk about this, but I don't remember.
No, you're good, Damon. You're good, Damon.
I mean, David.
I
was
like
thinking
seeing I
facts,
like
though.
seeing the grandma dancing. Go ahead, Ben. Go ahead.
Here's the other thing about it. This is a year where I think, barring some crazy fucking upsets early in the tournament, the top 4 teams should place top 4 in the event. But there's still other placings, people to play for, money to earn, points to earn, good places, a chance to earn. And so, yeah, there's still a conversation to be had about people coming in the league and trying to push and become that 5th best team. It's not a sexy position to be in. It's not something you're going to collect a fucking trophy, on your wall, shit like that. But it's better than fucking 12th. And I think that's what a lot of our combos are going to be a lot this year, because we know the top 4 is, but nobody stood out and been that 5th best team for a good stage of time. I think that's
I mean,
sort
we're
of
just
the next
operating
question we
within the
solve.
reality of the CDL, bro. These teams
Okay, maybe-
don't have
maybe-
what it takes
Yeah.
to compete
Maybe-
at the top level.
Maybe it's the most competitive if you separate the top 4 into their own little pool and the rest of the league into their own little pool.
If you're on one of those teams, it's by far the most competitive, I think.
Yeah.
I know Scrap can't gun me though.
He's not here to entertain
He's
you,
gone. Yeah, he
unfortunately.
can't entertain you. He
If
left.
Scrap can't gun me, like what is everyone else doing? Like if he can't gun me.
That's
That's
crazy.
great.
Yo, Johnny, we also got
Where is
Johnny
he,
in
though?
here. We gotta get Johnny's question.
yo.
Johnny, we're gonna end with you, Johnny. So you give us a good question here, Johnny.
Oh, cool. I hope it's good. We'll see.
Mhm.
All right. Well, yeah. My question is, so if you think of it from like a manager perspective, organization perspective, maybe Karma, you can have some insight, even though you're
Okay.
not in this
Hit me.
situation. I love it. You're not in this situation specifically, but if you were, so based on like history, we've seen multiple times people be dropped due to like performance, and then they go to challengers and they just fry, and then they come back because of that. And I think it's probably because of comfortability or something. Teams like would rather go with the known quantity, bring them back after they fried. But I know like XC brought up Kismet earlier. Other than that, I can't really think of someone who like got dropped due to performance and then fried and then came back and then fried when they came back the next time. So
No deceives.
they-
Oh, well, fried when he came back next time is a different story.
Yeah, sure. So I mean, I guess it's what your definition of fried is, but would you then just like at this point, at least for me, I would prefer to try to, take the odds, or like, I mean, I don't know if it's good odds or bad odds, but I'd try to grab somebody, try to get the next Gwyn or Lens or
Unknown
something like
quantity.
that and just roll the dice on them, especially because top 4 is not changing, right? So if you're like bottom 8, might as well give it a chance. Like, for example, someone I'm not talking about is like Gunless. I know he was rumored initially to like maybe come back, but unfortunately, based off his like dick sucking tweet, I don't think those are still in the talks. But like you know what I'm talking. I'm not talking about him. He wasn't dropped due to would or anything like that. So would you guys go for just like the risk, or would you guys like still go with that known quantity?
I think going for
Situational
risk
now.
is good. It's situational, but also the reason why those players go
It is
back
very
and fry in
situational, for
challengers
sure.
is because they get to pick their teammates. When they join the
Yeah.
league, most of the time they don't get to pick their teammates. They just go for whatever the hell they can get because they want to get in the league and they obviously want to make this a living and try to prove themselves. That is why they go back and fry.
I think they go back and fry because they have infinitely more game knowledge than the people in challengers do. People in
That
challengers
too,
are just
but they
down
also
there
get to
playing
pick their
eight,
teammates.
shooting their guns. They do get to pick their teammates, but when you get to the league, like the reason the league is what it is, the separation of the CDL and challengers is the knowledge that the teams have on how to play Call of Duty. Challengers is just organized eights. There are definitely people down there that have a better grasp of COD and can get some systems in place for sure, but there is not enough structure and enough experience within challengers, because the majority of them are rookies, to make a good system on how to play fundamental Call of Duty. So when you go from something like that down to challengers, you bring all of that knowledge to a team and everybody shoots straight. So it's kind of just like FaZe Black, for example. They're just a team of 4 people that have played in the CDL and they shit on everyone all the time. And the same with like Pierce's team that just won. Granted, they had 2 rookies, but it's so much easier to go backwards than it is to go forwards.
And even look at
when you're
Krem
in
too.
the-
I mean, Krem came
Yeah.
into Challengers again, and then he just won an MVP. I mean, I play with Krem from basically day 1 of Challengers, and I saw him in my own home, literally every day, going from being a player who didn't know how to win and how to play the game to learning how to win and play the game, going into the league, getting a chance in the league, coming back in a challenge, and he goes, bet, I'm running this show. Give me my MVP. I'm going back to the league. So it's definitely what Sam said.
How's that how is that a bad take? Please explain. No, I'm
not a bad
curious.
take.
That's a perfect take, Sam. And you didn't even play challenge. That's a perfect take.
Yeah,
It's not a bad take.
I had this conversation with Nick Classic a couple years ago, and Nick was making that point. It's like, for a lot of these guys, they come in the pro league and they don't realize like what their concept of what it's like to be a teammate on a good team was completely night and day from what it actually is when you get into one of those situations. And then successful or not, you come back and those lessons you learn are massive, and that's why a lot of guys, sometimes execute that second chance because they act on their learnings from the first chance. They get it done. Challengers, they come up and they know what to do from day one instead of learning from 17 mistakes in their first go around.
Yeah.
All right, yo, Johnny, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for hopping in and asking that question, man.
Sir, thank you.
All right, guys, we've been going on for quite some time now. This was a long emergency flank, a long one, and I hope you guys enjoy, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, go to anchor.fm/theflank to check out audio.ron and go follow at The Flank on socials. Huge shout out to Doug for coming on last second as a special guest. Huge shout out to all the co-hosts, Chris, Sam, Ben, all you guys, bro, because I know it's Easter. I hit the DM group chat. I was like, yo, if you guys do want to do this, if you guys want to do it tonight, let me know. Oh, yeah, Ben, you got to hit the putt, too. We didn't forget. I almost
forgot.
Always
good because I'm Jewish and I don't celebrate Easter. So
yeah, see, Ben's Jewish. He
Really?
doesn't celebrate Easter.
Yeah.
Some people don't celebrate it, but I mean it. It was. I just messaged the chat and everybody was down to do it, and it was a good episode. We had a lot of fun.
Pat, I don't know. I hope Pat's good.
I hope he's okay too. Yeah, he hasn't answered. I hope everything's all right.
They got him on the hamster wheel for extra fine right now. He's just running.
Maybe. Yeah, he could be really busy and.
Office, bro. 24-hour shift.
Yeah, it also was last minute, so it's no worries at all. Like Pat's a busy guy, so shout out to Pat. We missed him. I missed Pat today. I missed Pat. So shout out to Patrick Price. Come on, Ben, any fucking day now, Ben. Where is he? Where did he disappear? Look at him. He's gone.
He's cleaning it up.
Man.
The putter out of my bag. By the way, I have a new putter grip now.
Oh,
Yo,
shit.
Ben, I heard you shot a 101 today.
The tacos on it.
Oh, yeah.
Ben, did you shoot a 101 today?
Damn, that's cute, Ben. That's cute.
Shove it up your ass.
Confirming chat, he shot a 101 today.
Look at this. Ben J stepping up to the plate, stepping up on the green. He's going to place that golf ball down. He's going to line it up. He's got his slippies on.
Jesus
New grip
Christ.
on the putter.
We're back online. First time.
He sinks the putt.
Ben's an online putter. I think it's confirmed. I think it's confirmed at this point.
Onliner?
I think Ben's an online
He
putter.
might be an onliner. He might be.
I think Ben's an online putter.
Bro. Listen,
Ben's an online putter.
No. Let's have this fucking conversation, bro. The carpet where we were streaming from had like minute fucking breaks. Los Bullen could back me up on this. Zob could back me up on this. Ryan could back me up on this. Anyone that put on that carpet knew that was very hard to put on. So I'm saying, on a good surface,
until you beat the allegations
I
and
hit a
prove me
putt.
otherwise.
I hit a putt on that carpet. If I can do it, you can do it because you're good at golf.
I definitely hit
I
putts,
saw that
but
shit. It was a
hard.
20-footer.
It's not
You
easy.
saw that, right, Damien? You saw that shit, right?
I mean, onliners took a while, but it's all good.
Come on, man.
That's
Damien,
online.
thank you for hopping in as well, Damien. Thank you for
Yeah,
for your
honestly, I'm
cameo.
too tired. I could have gave you something better, but
No, I don't
took
care.
too
I
long.
just love having you on, bro. I don't care.
I was scrolling through Discord trying to find your Discord, dude, and I'm in too many. I couldn't find it.
You good,
In
bro. I
86 plus
appreciate you.
Discords.
And shout out to Scrap and Exceed for hopping in as well. Shout out to everybody who hopped on, man. I appreciate it. Doug that looks nice, actually. What Doug's doing right there is probably good for your back. I need to do that. But
What
guys,
the fuck is Doug doing?
I don't know. But let's
Oh,
close
that's
it
one of
out.
the things I was gonna say. What Exceed said, how like some teams just won't make changes, bro. Like it wasn't gonna save us in Seattle, but dude, when I've never had a team not be willing to make a change, and that shit sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seattle. That was a bad time.
Yeah, I felt that. Like I said, I don't think it would have changed anything, but like,
Oh no. it
shit,
wouldn't
bro.
have
Like,
changed
give us
shit,
some hope.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
Listen,
Well,
my key thing to players, if you're in bad,
You got too many
Like,
fossils on the
if you're in bad like front office situations. One is obviously try and go above your GM and your coach's head. And if you can talk to ownership and let them know this shit's south, that's great. If they do nothing about it, bro, tell your story. Don't hold that shit in. I know people don't want to burn bridges, but none of these situations are going to improve unless there's public pressure on these situations to improve. Otherwise, there's no onus on ownership to change anything up. So that's all I'll say. I know there's a lot of pros out there that have feelings about ownership and they were holding back those stories. Like, don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. We'll see what happens next time on another episode of The Flank. Take it easy. Goodbye.
Get a Benson online.
Oh, shit.